That's dramatic.
Well, I looked at all of the deck lists, and they all look like they have either Karn or Narset, which doesn't seem very pleasant to play against. Also, I'm sad that my dead my favorite deck in that format has been hated out, which was Paradoxical Outcome.
How did it get hated out?
Well, Narset's also good versus against. Narset's good versus it, and Karn's also good versus it. So
okay.
Stu, also, if you read carefully, I reserve the right to reject any donation deck, so you'll have to keep hunting. Yeah, no one plays those cards, as Kellen points out. But to get to the main point of the day, this is a donation deck, and it features 4 of the unbeatable Snake from Limited. I don't know how else to put it, but I'm skeptical that this card is actually good enough for this format. Like, very skeptical.
For what it's worth, I've definitely beaten that card many more times than I've lost to it in Limited. So there's that. It's not even that good in Limited.
Saying it's not even that good in Limited, I think is a little bit.
It's obviously good, but calling it the unbeatable Limited bomb is a little over dramatic.
Sure, it's not as good as what are the other rares in that format now? Winds of Abandon is probably the best card in the format, but it is also white.
Yeah, I don't know. My log of what the rares are in that format are mostly have to do with how many tickets they're worth, honestly. So
that's a very fair point.
I have first picks and Hexdrinkers.
I am mad that this is the wrong Mongoose flavor text to be related to Hexdrinker. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
The original.
Very, very into mongoose and snakes.
It's faster than a Cobra's bite, so it should be faster than a Hexdrinker's bite.
Well, they're on the same team, so it's cool.
Yeah, but I think mongoose and look, it's biting into a snake.
Maybe it's the Hexdrinker. I mean, maybe
it could be.
We can't see the snake's face in this picture. Maybe the face just goes all the way into the next card, and it's Hexdrinker.
That's a fair point. Yes, it is a mongoose on the call. Shroud is now a mongoose.
I'm a mongoose?
Yeah.
I'm a mongo, but I don't know about a mongoose.
Wait, did I enter with the right one? Oh, shoot. Entered the wrong one. But it's easy enough to fix that. Andrew Shroud. Ooh, that's a nice one. Can we make your name Andrew Shroud now?
People have been spelling it that way on accident and pronouncing it that way on accident for years now. So, yeah, go ahead. I'm used to it.
All right. We're getting to our first match. Oh, by the way, shout out to Eric Dustin Brown in the chat. We're going to.
Is that who White Faces is?
No. There's literally a username called Eric Dustin Brown.
Why am I not? Oh, it just now showed up. Is my chat on delay or something? That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. It shouldn't be, but we're playing some. This is not quite Canadian Threshold. This is Hexdrinker stuff. Is that the? I feel like that's the best way of putting it. There's a random Fiery Islet in our deck.
Sweet.
But yeah, I don't know. Rogue's been posting a lot of results lately. I guess it is because Wrenn and Six has forced a resurgence of it.
I mean, it was one of the better Wasteland decks, right? And
yeah, sort of.
Wrenn and Six, it really drives home the Wastelandy part of it.
Does it? I guess it does. Also, this...
Yeah, the card doesn't seem good otherwise, so if you're not trying to waste people into the ground, you shouldn't be playing that deck, or that card, rather.
Chancellor of the Annex. All right, we're in for a black-red ink.
I feel like we've made ourselves worse against that, so that's cool.
I think most of our draws would not defeat this. If we draw a Wasteland, we might be okay, actually. This is less okay. Okay. And we're giving away valuable information, but there was not anything I could do. I hope to draw Force. Oh no, first off I have to run something into that. So I'm gonna run Mongoose into it, I think, probably.
Checks out.
And then
Hexdrinker.
No, I think the Hexdrinker is actually better than the Mongoose versus them.
Okay.
Like, hypothetically, you could get into a scenario where they don't have a reanimation spell, which I think they're going to have.
Likely.
Like that one. Yeah, we're pretty dead, but...
Back it up, back it in. Let me begin. So Legacy's cool.
Dude, you just accept that this can happen. It doesn't happen often enough to, like, make it unpleasant. You know how it is.
Yeah, I've reanimated in Legacy. I know the deal.
Yeah, I also remember you beating people to death with Dahlia, Garden of Thraben.
I've done some stuff in Legacy, not recently though.
Okay. Well, that kind of sucked a lot, but...
That was a pretty busted hand from the opponent.
I agree. I mean, they basically had everything they wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do not like Lightning Bolt versus them, generally speaking. Like, this card?
If we have stuff to bring in, then the Crypt as well.
Yeah. We're not quite there. So now I have to put one of these cards back in.
Is Bolt worse than Wrenn and Six?
So think about trying to wastelock them.
That seems ambitious. They have basic swamps, right?
They have like 2 to 3 basic swamps.
They don't actually use their red sources.
They do for Faithless Reading.
Well, sure, but they use it once and then it's fine. I don't know. Bolt against Gristlebrand is not actually awful. It keeps them from drawing 7 sometimes.
I guess I'll go like this then, but this is definitely a matchup where I just want a 1-mana threat and just sit there for a while they die.
Right.
In that regard, Hexdrinker is actually kind of better than Mongoose to lead off with.
So it's for 2 instead of 1?
Exactly.
Alright, I'm in.
I mean, obviously it's not ideal either way, but this looks like the configuration we're supposed to land on. TNN better than Bolt? No, I don't think so. I mean, it's actually close, I think.
It's basically Rift Bolt, so...
Great.
I'm fine with it. I would bring it in over the Fork Bolt. That makes sense to me.
Alright, sure. I don't feel strongly either way. I think they're both kind of bad.
Same.
Yeah, we're starting with Hexdrinker Rug because someone did donate during the last stream for it. $38. This list apparently did reasonable in a challenge. Well, I can never mulligan this hand. Basically has everything I want. It has a threat, it has a force, and it has a surgical.
We are powerful.
Yeah, this hand's pretty close to the nuts, I think, for this matchup.
The second land was a Wasteland. Actually, no, that would actually not even be that good.
I mean, they're both good. Like, if it's a waste, it would be good. If it's... I mean, it depends on what they're doing here, right? If they get a swamp, then our waste isn't even good. Alright, now I have to decide if I want to force this. I don't think I'm going to.
No, I wouldn't, because you have surgical.
Yeah, exactly. That's the conclusion I came to, but... In game 1, I think it's better to force these, because you don't have this.
Right.
One thing to note is Exhume gets around the surgical, but that might not be a big deal. Oprah Wind Fury, before you say that, you should look at how the deck is constructed. We don't have Dreadhorde Arcanist, so I think Footfalls is not even that great or exciting. I'm going to lead with Brainstorm, I think.
Yep.
Because I definitely want to shuffle this land away.
Yep.
Well, that's pretty good.
So those are good.
I think I'll just put back the True-Name and land.
Yeah, that checks out.
And then just cast... Or actually not even cast anything, right?
No, just play Rainforest and pass.
Yeah. Why no Arcanist? This is just a list someone donated. I don't know anything about the deck yet. But I think if you play Arcanist, then Footfalls becomes a lot more attractive for obvious reasons.
Well,
Guess I just
I
don't...
want to surgical Gristlebrand in response.
Really?
And then let it resolve.
Actually, that sort of makes sense, I guess.
Because they can't cut you off, or like they can't stop you from countering Exhume with this Thoughtseize.
Oh, nice. And
they can stop you from like they can now reanimate Chancellor. But I think
no, it's an archetype of endurance, which is actually beatable. Because all you have to do is make this level 8, then it beats it, right?
That's a lot of mana.
Well, so question is, did I put land on top or not?
What?
Did I put land on top or not?
I believe you did.
So I actually am sort of interested in drawing the land then, I think.
Yep. Although I'm not completely sure that you did, so I remember actually thinking about that, but then not noting which one you did. So.
The other thing is they can't actually reanimate through the Force plus Daze currently.
True. Yeah, because we have a turn no matter what. They can't actually...
Right. So I actually think probably what's going to happen is they're going to take Daze. Actually, maybe not. They might just wait a turn and play around the Daze. In which case I can... So they should take... Oh, interesting. This puts them to 7.
You're just going to let them have it?
I kind of want to. If I did leave a land on top, then...
I really wish I could say for certain that you did.
Does anyone know if the land's on top or not? Because that actually sort of determines what I'm supposed to do. Like, doesn't that make sense? If there's a land on top, I can just immediately level 3 it next turn.
So, hold up. The two, like, money spells in our opponent's hand are Animate Dead and...
Entomb.
And there was an Exhume as well, right?
No, there was no Exhume. It was Animate Dead, Entomb, Marsh Flats. Dang.
Okay, so we could just force this and then like force Pitch Ponder, right? And then we can.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's actually good. But this is where, like, if I actually remembered, it would be so much better to go one way or the other.
I know.
But it's kind of embarrassing.
True-Name Nemesis.
Yeah.
All right. We're probably gonna have to shuffle. Do we want to not level?
Nah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna Spell Snare. Yeah. Damn, that was so bad.
It was.
Hey, y'all. TNN was on top. A little bit late to the party. I still think I want to draw that land.
Yeah.
It's not even that slow, considering, like, I mean, it is a little bit slow, but...
Right, so if we Spell Snare the Animate Dead, say we don't draw land, it's level 3 is when it becomes a 4 power guy, right?
Yep. Interestingly enough, I kind of wonder why they sided this card in.
I'm pretty skeptical of it.
Okay. It's interesting. Alright. I guess I have to shuffle now. I mean, like...
Yep. I mean, they may have... Maybe their last card is... No, wait, we know their last card? No, they lose like stuff.
Yeah, I have no idea. I knew about the Delta, actually, not Marsh Flats. It was a Delta. But they're functionally equivalent. Damn. Alright.
Play like a fiddle.
Interesting. I think if I play this and level this, we win the race, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Alright, let's get in there, Savannah Lions. I really wish I didn't have a True-Name in my hand. I should have thought about that longer. Note, protection is not hexproof, so my creatures will still have protection. Which is kind of funny.
Yeah, we have some 3/3 Mongoose right now.
Yeah, I think this is going to be okay, actually. I think we will eventually kill them.
No, I agree. I mean, the Hexdrinkers are looking better than a Mongoose would right now. You ready to get in there? Oh, we are racing. No.
This seems not good for them to do.
Unless our opponent puts another thing into play.
I also wish we could level up at instant speed. Here, this can be extremely telegraphed, but I'm only leveling up this one, bashing them for 6. If I put them to 6, they're not allowed to attack again, essentially.
Yep.
And we can spell Pierce like Flashback Looting or an Exhume. And also dealing them 6 shuts off basically all of the Reanimate lines. So I think this Pierce is going to be good. Am I supposed to let this resolve? Or should I just Pierce it?
I would Pierce it.
I'm probably supposed to Pierce it because I want to use all my mana leveling this stuff up, right?
Right, exactly. And also, there's currently nothing in the graveyard, so...
Yeah.
Right now, any Exhumes and Animate Deads that our opponent draws are dead. And we would like to keep it that way.
Interestingly, I think I just want to use the Wasteland to level up. Yeah, I'm just going to level up. I could also play True-Name. Is that better?
Next turn to True-Name?
Yes, actually. If I play True-Name, then level this up 3 times and attack all my creatures.
Yep, let's do it.
Alright. We were just old Blue Zoo this game.
It's a good thing we kept that True-Name on top.
Actually, it was horrible. Oh, land would have been so much better.
Don't worry about that, Travis.
Look, I just tell it as it is. What's up, Mike Noble?
I didn't say that there weren't better things we could have done. The thing we did do looked smart. All right.
We are drinking some hexes, Eddie. What's up, everyone? By the way, did you get talked into playing SCG Philly on a team or nah?
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm out on Philly. Also, I got to break up with you on stream, Jarvis.
Do you?
The arena qualifier weekend is the same weekend as Richmond.
Damn it! I thought you might do this.
Yeah. So
you're such a jerk.
I know. Well, at least I'm telling you like as soon as I found out. So.
Just post it in that chat so me and Steve can figure something out.
Yeah.
But Steve also wanted to play that arena qualifier.
Well, yeah,
sort of.
It's just better EV than spending money to travel to Richmond.
All right. Scummo. So I don't want Hydroblast for looting only, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, it might be better than Bolt. Bolt's not great. It's just better than Replacement. So,
I'm gonna do it then. But it's close.
You know, if we put in a True-Name just because it's blue, then it's probably also have a Hydroblast.
Because someone donated for me to play this deck first. This hand seems not very good. Put it mulliganed, but man, if I don't get Tormod, it's actually.
I would probably keep this.
It's close.
Yeah.
Eddie didn't feel like it. Atlanta, not sure. Mike, SCG Phillies next weekend. I've answered all of the questions that were floating.
No, we're not playing Dredge. It's free money.
Another chance with Annex. All right. What's my favorite land?
Guess Swamp.
They're probably going to name Surgical.
Yep, they're definitely not going to name something that's in our hands, so that's value.
Oh, nice. Well, that could either be good or bad. Yeah, SCG Phillies the same weekend as everything. Oh! Okay, so this is doubly nice. We can use it to burn the Chancellor trigger too.
Yep, if we need to, yeah.
My favorite land ever is probably Rashadenport, as evidenced by it being the image. But this was literally the best draw on the deck right there. That was incredible. Who needs cantrips when you just top deck what you need?
Oh no.
No, I just let it go. They're gonna name Spell Pierce.
I guess that's fair. I was considering should we Spell Pierce it just to get the Chancellor trigger out of the way, but I guess we're not going to care about the Chancellor trigger eventually.
No, if I spell pierce it, then they just name Spell Snare. So like, actually spell piercing in this doesn't make any sense. Plus, this is always going to eat the Chancellor trigger for free. So like, that doesn't make sense, right?
Well, it might get countered though by it. I would like for the surgical to resolve, so that's why I was trying to get it out of the way.
No, you just float a mana. Like, I mean.
Right, I got you. I got it. Yes, I follow it. Let's get this Hexdrinker to play.
Yeah. That sounds like a horrible idea. White faces. I'm not going to do that.
Surgical and extirpate over ponders and brainstorms. Spoken like a true legacy novel.
Oh, you got called out as a noggle. What's up, Rose? I'm here with my best friend. Also,
actually, that's the actual metric for what Scott Schaff calls a legacy novel. It is a legacy player that's obsessed with extirpating dual lands.
Who's obsessed with that?
Apparently, everyone on the source, circa like 2008.
Oh, sure, that's 2008.
Many of them still are, I'm pretty sure. It's a pathology that doesn't go away.
That thing sort of died out. Whoa, Callum's calling me a noggle now.
It literally resurfaced in our chat 15 seconds ago.
Surgical wasn't actually printed in 2008. It was printed in 2011.
Yeah. Surgical was not, but extirpate was.
Yeah. I'm just going to level it up twice. Yeah. It's a much faster clock. Alright, so Hexdrinker is probably like simultaneously good and bad versus deck, which is...
Do the clock math real quick. Can we... Doesn't change anything.
No.
Okay,
yeah.
Take our clock no matter what.
Right.
Well, that Delta, we actually probably should have leveled up again.
I disagree, but it's close.
Well, just one more. We would have left up one blue mana, and then next turn we could tap out to level it all the way up. Then it'd be lethal if our opponent cracked the Delta. We should have leveled it once.
In any case, what was I going to say? Damn, I've already forgotten. But Hexdrinker was like somehow okay there, but I would argue all of our other cards mattered more.
I mean, Savannah Lions would have been okay there too. So.
Well, yeah, it was Savannah Lions. It's a mythic Savannah Lions. So we're 1-0 with the Hexdrinkers.
It was more like Figure of Destiny.
My Figure of Destiny? Good lord.
Being able to hit to 4 was a pretty nice touch, actually.
That's true.
Do you remember that extended mono red deck with Figure of Destiny and Karga Dragonlord? That deck was great.
I do. I remember you remember it. You know how I know you remember it? Because you lost in top 8 of that PTQ.
It's true. It's true, I did.
Ooh, this hand's pretty good, though, for 7. Well, it's about to be 6.
Right.
I should bottom Spell Snare, probably. Or maybe a land.
I would bottom the Tarn, yeah.
Really?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know enough about Legacy to know like how valuable Spell Snare is. So, yeah.
I'm gonna bottom Tarn, but I'm not convinced it's actually correct.
Again, I have no idea why Spell Snare is important now. If Spell Snare is important now, so.
I think it's good now. Right. I think it's a close decision, but.
Yeah, also I just want to have a blue card we can touch this force.
Yeah, that was the tiebreaker for me.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to look dumb if we never draw another fetch land. Whatever.
Right.
The Coddle into Wrenn. I have registered my share of Wild Nacoddles in Legacy.
I also thought about bottoming Wasteland, but I thought one of the ways we could squeeze out a random win is to just waste them once. So I hate it, but maybe that would have been correct. I think I'm just going to play Goose here.
Yeah, look for it.
One tiebreaker to bottoming Wasteland is we're actually kind of exposed to opposing Wasteland. Shit.
We played against potential opposing Wasteland the worst possible way.
I'm going to pitch Brainstorm, I think, actually.
Yeah, that checks out.
This is not looking great. Yeah. Alright, punished for not bottoming Wasteland, I guess. Drop into Plateau because then they'll play around Daze. Orm. Just put the fear in them. I feel like we're dead. Uh-oh.
Big old boy.
I think that is going to kill me.
Yeah, I missed this deck.
What, Maverick?
Yeah, Maverick's great.
Alright, I'm going to concede the game. We are dead.
Yeah, we are definitely dead.
That sucked. I wonder what the game looks like if I keep that Tarn. Probably very different.
Well, we cast some spells, but I don't know that our spells would help us all that much.
I think they would. We can get these Spell Pierces out. They're pretty garb. Dismember's good too.
We actually don't have a whole lot for the matchup, do we?
No, we decided in a True-Name and Dismember, and
We want this rough and tumble as well.
I decided in Submerge, which is actually pretty good.
Oh, I didn't even see the Submerges.
Well, yeah, that's because they blend in with the Force of Wills.
Yeah.
I think I might side out Spell Snare, actually. It's good for Thalia, sure, but it's also sort of conditional.
Stoneforge, and I don't know. There's plenty of 2-drops. How important are these Mongoose? We got the 2 Mongoose, right?
That's actually a good point. I don't think they're that important. Maybe Grudge over Snare. Someone's suggesting Grudge.
Yeah, Grudge. I mean,
I kind of only want one Grudge.
I don't. Yeah, I definitely don't want a second Grudge, but one Grudge over Snare might be fine.
Feels like we might be slightly too threat light. Maybe I'll cut.
We're fine. We're bringing in a True-Name, so we're at 11 threats instead of the stock 12, so we're okay.
Yeah. Damn.
Wonder what year it is? Did people stop playing Submerge?
Yes.
Why? Card's great. You ever Submerge something?
This hand seems like a mulligan to me, but it's close.
It also seems like a mulligan to me.
Oh, this is pretty good. I'm going to bottom Abrade, I think.
Yeah, I'm for that. We probably should have shaved the Force as well. I assumed that you already
Nah,
did that.
I don't actually. I think we can recoup all of the cards because of this card nowadays. So I don't actually like doing that anymore.
Sort of. You can recoup lands. That's not the same thing. But okay.
The question is, do I want to ponder on one?
I would.
It's pretty good. I think I'm going to keep the second Daze.
Yeah, yes, I agree.
Devoted Amulet, I don't know. It looks okay. I don't know if it actually plays out okay, but it definitely looks okay. Alright. Are we ready to kill their Noble Hierarch as quickly as possible?
Pew.
I'm so ready for it. Are you ready for it? There was another land underneath this, right?
Yeah, but do we want it?
No, that's why we want to play the fetch.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was.
I almost clicked on the wrong land. That would have been
We actually kept the wrong land on top, like a bunch of idiots, but whatever. Like, it'd be better if we had a fetch land in our hands instead of a drop.
Gosh, I hope their hand's at Thalia too. Probably want to Daze that though.
Yep.
We're gonna pick up the Volk because we only have one red source currently. I guess that doesn't actually matter because we'll have infinite lands no matter what.
Yep.
Ooh, this is nice.
Yeah, this is
I guess I can just brainstorm and put.
Yeah, let's go ahead and brainstorm.
Holy cow, that's a lot of lands. That's not good.
Good thing we have Wrenn, so we'll never run out of land. Yeah, those are the ones we want to top.
I mean, they were getting fetched away no matter what, but...
Yep.
Oh gosh, I hope we have blanked enough of their hand. Note, if we are desperate, we can kill a 2 toughness creature. Chalice on 1.
Chalice, you say? Shit.
I'm trying to decide if I care about that or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna feel really stupid to like blow your remaining action on it, but like,
I feel like I actually have to let it go, but
how are we? Are we just gonna win with our?
We have 1 Grudge and 1 Abrade. But damn, this is close.
I would counter this.
All right. Yeah, I guess the problem is I don't have
anything else.
I don't have any pressure. If I had a clock, I might not counter it actually. But I guess I don't have anything really going on, so kind of need to.
But Jarvis, we recoup all of our cards.
God, what
with
the
these
fuck?
sixes. Remember that?
I do remember that. This is not going swimmingly. Wrenn and 18.
Yeah. 18 Wrenn.
Maybe their hand's like 3 Thalias, 2 Noble Hierarchs. I can always hope.
That's entirely possible. Although this would be a really good spot to play in Hydroblast.
Shut up.
He'd be a big old boy.
I hate you, Shroud. See, the point is you're not supposed to say it. You're not supposed to say it, and then it won't happen. That's what I learned from Ari.
Yeah, that only works for Ari.
What? I don't understand your nonsense.
I feel like
great.
They're not at its best right now.
This is going really, really not very well.
Yeah.
Probably gonna lose that thing unless if I draw a Submerge. I still don't have a lot of lands.
This deck needs like 1 or 2 Fate Dissipator. If
Bro.
we're gonna be really heavy on Wrenn and Six.
I could not have killed it with the Wrenn because they just cracked their fetch land and have a 4/4 Knight.
Yep. I did look at that, but I didn't say anything. We couldn't do it. I almost made a snide comment about how dumb we are for not being able to do it.
Wish I had a Submerge right there. It would have been so insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Maybe nothing bad will happen.
Now our opponent probably...
God damn.
Nope. Never mind.
This is the worst. Alright, Brainstorm into Submerge and Dismember. Fuck!
Do we have fetchable lands left?
No.
One volcanic left?
One
somewhere?
volcanic.
Is that it?
Gonna get the volcanic back, obviously. This sucks a lot. I can't tell if we're unlucky or not this game.
Well, we drew a lot of air. By that I mean we drew a lot of redundant Wrenn and Sixes, but I don't know.
But that doesn't necessarily mean we're unlucky.
No, I agree. That it feels like something that could happen, like, pretty regularly. I didn't realize we had 3 Wrenn and Sixes. Was there one on the board that we brought in or something?
No, there's just 3 in our main deck for this version. Alright, I need Brainstorm into Submerge and Dismember. That's not gonna do it. Whatever. I drew a lot of lands, but that's frustrating. But I think game 1 was the mistake was pretty costly, so you know.
Yeah.
I should
have thought about that. Like,
I was thinking about it, then I decided not to do it, but I think it was a mistake.
We definitely made ourselves super vulnerable to Wasteland. Mulliganing that way.
Well, at least these games go really fast. That's the upside. That is certainly the upside.
I still can't get over that nobody's playing Submerge anymore. Like, what is wrong with you people? The card's so fucking busted.
Yeah, this is a keep, especially on the play.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, no one wastes you when you go Delver on the play. Even though there's like a small portion of the time they're actually supposed to. I'm giving away the secrets.
I do that all the time.
Prismatic Vista. This looks like a Miracle's opponent.
Yeah, to the no.
I think this is a pretty easy Daze.
Mm-hmm. If we had a second colored source, I might just let it go so we could resolve Wrenn and Six immediately.
I think I'm actually going to ponder this turn and not even leave up the Pierce.
Yeah, I'm for it. I don't even know what you pierce on turn 2 anymore.
Second Plow.
Yeah, they have it. They have it. It's not a disaster.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, like, it's a fine exchange for them, and it's a fine exchange for us. Guess I draw the Force then turn, and then shuffle away the second drop.
Yeah, checks out.
Let's look at this picture. Huh. That's kind of creepy, actually. But
So it's like a dude in a tree, but the tree is also a dude?
yeah.
Which one is Wrenn and which one is Six?
Good question. I have no idea. Any Vorthoses in the chat to tell us? I'm going to attack first, then jam, draw a fetch land every turn.
6 entire trees. Wrenn is the dude, 6 is the 3. Wrenn's a girl?
Wrenn is your own friend? Okay. I don't know anything about the lore, so...
How did she end up in this tree?
Is she like a dryad? I don't really understand.
Yeah,
If they force, should we force back?
I probably would. I don't know. Ultimate Wrenn seems like a real win condition against this deck, right?
Yeah. Because then eventually you can bolt them out, I think. Opponent might be playing... So, one thing to note, this probably means they have a ton of basic lands in their deck, so Wasteland's less effective than normal.
Right.
But can't really do anything about that. But the other thing this usually implies is back to basics in the main deck.
Well, we're going to have trouble with that.
Are we? We can just regrow fetch every turn, so I actually think it's not even that bad.
For 4 turns. That means we get to spend 4 mana total before we actually just run out. I guess we can start wasting our lands.
We can also start dazing to just pick up lands if we ever draw Daze.
Sure.
Which is not irrelevant. I'm actually just going to crack the fetch now just to redraw the land instead of using it as a scry. I don't know if you agree with that or not.
I
think drawing the land seems better to me, so I'm going to do it.
Alright.
I think it is close, though.
It is actually really close. I feel weird about that. I think I actually prefer the scry. But...
I think Tau Disruption, I think if you're playing 3-color Miracles, especially in a post-board game, you might not be able to play Vista and have all of your things work out. This is fine. I mean it kind of sucks, but...
6 was the 6th free folk that she used to ride around in. Wow.
Also, joke's on you, I don't even get to scry. My Delver didn't live that long.
That's fair.
Possibly a
how
counterbalance.
She doesn't even like ask the tree folks' names. She just rides around them.
Counterbalance? Or mentor? Might be a mentor, actually.
Good thing we have this answer. Oh, we don't have an answer.
Do I start pinging that down, or do I just go for the ult? Fairy 3.
I would go for the ult.
Right.
Oh, well, I guess it depends on what we draw, but
Awkward. Really awkward.
yeah, not ideal.
Alright. Guess if I'm gonna go for the ult, I should do it this way.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I don't even really care about the Teferi 3 right now. Like, it doesn't really do anything, right?
Turns off our Daze.
I mean, our Daze is probably going to be not good whatsoever. Look, I understand your point. I'm just saying that there is a downside to putting Vista in your deck over Mesa if you're playing Volcanic Island.
Just don't play Volcanic Island, play Basic Mountain. Call it a day.
You could. That actually is a logical conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. The audacity.
Had it.
Should I actually pick up a land? I mean, Brainstorm doesn't even do anything right now, right? So I should just...
We already have at least one card we want to get rid of, so...
That is some... I don't even know how to describe it.
We still don't actually care about the static ability on this Narset, so...
Yeah, it's shocking. We just haven't drawn anything to actually care about it with.
Right.
I'm going to get a third Volk first, because I think the most likely we win this game is by machine gunning Lightning Bolt at some point.
Then ult 7, right?
Yes, if I draw Brainstorm, I can just ping next turn, Minya friend. But clearly, like, my hand doesn't actually do anything right now except...
I don't know what answers these decks play in the main deck to a Planeswalker.
Council's Judgment, normally.
And that's a 2-of.
Yeah. They could have it. Like, if they have it, they have it. The thing is, I think if they had it, they would have just cast it last turn instead of Jace to play around Daze anyways. So it makes me feel like they don't have it. Sure. You can cycle your Teferi on nothing if you want to.
I just realized we wanted lands in hand to pitch to the retrace, so we actually should have bounced. We should have picked up a land with the Daze.
Sure. Ooh. Alright. Okay, I think I'm going to first ult this.
Do we actually... I would really like to still have a Wrenn in play to deal with stuff. Does that make sense? Like, if we're going to be retracing every turn, I would really like to be able to rebuy a land every turn.
Apparently I can bounce the lands with Daze with Retrace. But that means I would have to kill the Teferi first.
Right. I would...
That's actually kind of cute. I didn't even think about that, but that is a thing that can happen.
That is kind of crazy. You can use the alternate cost on...
Yeah, on Retrace.
Huh.
I think okay, I'm actually going to play Hexdrinker first and see if it resolves.
Well, yeah, that helps.
Alright.
I mean, if you ultimate here, what are you trying to do? Like, immediately just play Ponder and scry 3?
Yeah, that seems alright, right? Because the instant I find Bolt, we can just machine gun everything down.
And we don't get to draw a card, though.
I'm going to see if this survives too. Well, it should, right? Because they only have Island.
Right, yeah.
So now it's protection from Plow. So you want me to tick up one more time?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, they can just bounce this, though.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have an answer to it. We know that, so.
Alright, fine. I'll tick up one more time, but I'm not sure about this either. Fortunately, we can't cast any of these because of the Tep 3.
Yeah, and we should just jam level, right? So we can't. Use
Oh, yeah. Whoops, that was a mistake. It's game 1 of our 3rd match. I should have just spammed 2 more levels. Well, the one reason not to is back to basics, actually, but...
Okay, that's the thing. Yeah, I didn't. And actually, it's super low value to do that because it is going to get bounced, so who cares?
I mean, I would be shocked if they did not... Yeah, they were going to do this almost every time, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Level 8 is when it gets protection for everything.
Yep. Alright, now it's time to try to bury them.
Yep.
Awkward, but we can just lead with Hexdrinker.
Mm-hmm.
I can waste my own lands as well. I can also retrace this Ponder as a Scry 3, which I think I am going to do now. No, I don't think I want to draw any of these.
Nope, they're all bad.
Well, more to the point, I have all of those effects already. I think I am going to play this land because wasting my own tapped lands is potentially relevant. Maybe not, actually.
You don't need to do that. We're only going to be able to get back 1 land a turn, so. We have a land to pitch already in our graveyard. So.
Now, I'm going to do this. If they have a plow, so be it. That's fine.
There's nothing we can do about it anyway, so.
Right. Alright.
Why are we leaving up 1 mana?
B2B?
Okay, sure. That's another card that I'm pretty sure would already be in play.
Yeah, but I mean, they could still draw it.
Yeah, that's
right. I mean, I think the difference between level 4 and level 3 right here is not a big deal. I actually think my first priority next turn is going to be... Oh, this sucks. Wait, what?
Yeah, they did something weird there.
They were supposed to just plow in response to the 3rd level, right?
They definitely were. Unless they have terminus in their hand.
Okay, I mean, now we get to block. I really actually hope the Wrenn doesn't die, because we actually need it to...
Wrenn seems super important, so yeah.
Well, the problem is we can't cast any of these Dazes right now, Mats, because of Tep 3. And I would really, really, really enjoy killing Narset this turn with my Wrenn and Six. Damn. It sucks. Damn, those Planeswalkers have been super, super annoying, actually.
Yeah. I understand why everybody complains about these cards. They're very, very frustrating to play against.
One thing to note is I think those cards are best in blue mirrors for what it's worth.
Sure. But Legacy is like 80% blue mirrors, so there's that.
I'm not sure it's 80%, but it is high.
At the top tables, we'll say.
What are the chances they don't have another plow?
When they've used another plow instead of this weird Teferi trick. Again, what are we gonna do if they have plow anyway? Just not play.
Oh, I could have actually dazed it on my. No, I couldn't have.
Yeah,
This is my end step.
Yes.
To Fairy Static, I could not cast anything really, Mats. That was definitely in play. Yeah.
You could have. Well, no, actually, you could have.
I couldn't have done anything, right?
We fucked up. No, when. Oh no, there's no window, is there?
No, there's no window.
The other Teferi was always in play. Yeah. Okay.
Guys, well, and also not guys. How am I supposed to cast spells at inopportune times for my opponent when this card exists?
Let's cast this
I
ponder.
don't know. I think a bolt is still really good. I don't think a Mongoose is going to be good enough. Actually, maybe it is.
No, Goose is fine. It's awkward that we have to draw this Tarn afterwards. So that's... But I guess a land to... Yeah, it's going to be a million turns before we do anything, isn't it?
This is really, really annoying. Like,
yep.
Actually, Forked Bolt would be really good right here, but I don't think that's in this version.
Yeah, there wasn't. How ambitious it would end step Brainstorm be?
Well, it's hard to... Well, it's actually not allowable by the rules of the game, so...
Damn it. Yeah,
so...
right. So pretty ambitious.
Pretty ambitious to try to just cheat the program.
Oh god, we're gonna get Fate Field now, too?
No, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to die to that Jace, so... If my opponent can't win from this board state, I would argue something has gone terribly wrong with their deck construction. I might just alt-cast Ponder and Shuffle.
Yeah.
Because I don't think drawing that land is going to be good enough to even come close to winning.
True. It's really awkward to do that with a Jason play. But
I don't want to draw any of those, so...
Oh yeah, I guess we're... Yeah.
I should have considered casting Abrade, I think, but... I guess I can do that next turn as well.
Yeah, we'll do it when we're ready to start attacking.
Isn't that next turn?
Yeah. Oh, no, I thought you should have done it this turn.
Yeah, I think I should have, actually. But whatever.
We're ready to start attacking yet.
This game sucks.
Yeah.
We altered this Wrenn and Six, and we're very easily going to lose. That's bad. Alright, lightning bolt, please! Bolt! Okay, so what Shroud wanted to do was cast Brainstorm during their end step to draw one, put two back as a really bad reverse catalog. But and so we're going to die, so...
Yeah. As it turns out, we literally couldn't do that because Fairy's also in play.
I also told Trout that that is not a legal play unless you're playing IRL and you miss the fact that this is in play. And also, I think your opponent just might let you
make it a legal play, just to clarify.
Someone's role-playing at reverse catalog, but it is literally reverse catalog.
Yep.
I was proud of that description for what it's worth.
Yeah, I followed it. I was
all right. I think I've lost.
How's our opponent at 5? Did we hit them a bunch with some stuff? I don't remember.
Dude, I don't understand what happened this game. This was a weird-ass game where we're going to lose very easily.
Like we were even remotely in this, but apparently our opponent was 5 life or
something. Okay. Alright, tough guy.
No, it was...
Or a tough person.
It wasn't going to be like a great play. I was just pointing out that it was like a way to like actually...
It's a way to do something if you're desperate.
Yeah, because we were going to be doing this thing where we were playing the Ponders out of our graveyard to like set up a card. And so we could actually get that card if we like pitch like the Spell Snare that's dead in their hand and stuff like that if we have to.
So some people advocate for siding out Tarmogoyf in this matchup. How do you feel?
Well, it depends on how many spaces we need to bring in. Now that everyone has Monster Inventory, I guess you have to keep the lightning bolts, right?
Yeah, it's also better when your opponent Nars at minuses for what it's worth.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Narcissus. So the bolts are good. So yeah, actually, Goyf just sort of seems like your worst card. What does Spell Snare do in the matchup?
Counter Snapcaster, counters Counterbalance.
This deck still plays Counterbalance?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it might shave exactly one Wrenn and Six.
I don't know. The card, I liked it. Like, yeah, it was awkward that we didn't get to do anything, but...
I feel like I won a 5th Force, though, in this matchup. What else am I allowed to side out, then? There's really... I mean, I actually think this is a good card versus them if you find a window to stick it.
Yeah, I kind of do, too. You could... Got the geese, maybe? Like
I think that's ridiculous. I think this card is just absurd versus them.
Okay, got a Hexdrinker then. We don't want to draw multiples of that card. I one Hexdrinker, one Wrenn and Six is fine, or 2 Hexdrinkers. Or I'm still not completely sold on Spell Snare. You can be a one of. I kind of like all the Wrenn and Sixes.
Yeah.
I just want to draw that card every game in this matchup, I think. So.
Oh, cutting Wasteland's not insane. Actually, that might have been the actual correct play.
Yeah, that actually makes way more sense.
Well, I'm going to bottom Wasteland here. And now I think I'm going to just deploy the Hexdrinker and just hope they don't have a plow. This hand's not great, but I think it's a keep on 6 cards.
Yeah, this hand's turd.
But it's better than like an average.
And how come we have Hexdrinker and Spell Snare every game, but that's like a super transparent combo? Why do we do this to ourselves, Jarvis?
I don't know, man.
I want to level twice. I just hate giving away information.
The last game was infuriating. It felt like we should have won, but we didn't.
I never even remotely felt like we should have won that game.
I mean, if we ever draw a bolt, we insta win the game, I think. So.
Well, that part's true, but we didn't. So there's that. Well, that's cool.
Well, they are trying to time walk us with swords, but I'm going to just attack and then cast Brainstorm now. So that's cool. Yeah. Like, there's literally no reason to level here. And like, we're actually disguising it because like.
Are we not just gonna play it? Like,
no, well, we are going to play the Brainstorm, but I'm saying our Spell Snare is disguised, which is kind of nice.
Oh, I meant I would have maintained Brainstorm.
Don't like it.
You're gonna look real dumb when there was a Delver on top.
That's fine.
To the farm.
I'm actually going to cast Brainstorm because if I find a Spell Pierce, I kind of want to burn it here.
For it.
Christ.
Jarvis.
This is not great.
No.
Gonna put the fear in them by not doing anything about that Ponder.
Nice hand.
Dude, what do you want from me? I drew 3 lands off that Brainstorm. I mean, tell me what I should have done with that Brainstorm.
No, you did it right.
You just want to say Jarvis?
I just wanted to scold you, yeah. There we go. Get that action. Why are we leaving up Wrens to the green when we have a bunch of green creatures? We like.
Don't I have a bunch of blasts too?
Sure.
But I think I kind of would rather shuffle this away. I think
Force. No, I actually want these cards, right? I think I would put Force on bottom, then Bolt, and then draw the Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce, we're gonna do something good with Spell Pierce.
All right, fine.
And then we can choose to shuffle. We have like a virtual scry here, right?
Yeah.
So like.
I guess Spell Pierce is better than the average draw from our deck currently.
Yeah, exactly. Like at the very least, I would like to draw Pierce and then shuffle, but I actually kind of want to draw the Bolt too.
keep foul, shuffle the rest is like the thing I would want to do the least, I think. Because I would have to trade 2 cards to answer anything.
I mean, Force might not be bad this game. Oh man, they look like the geniuses.
There's a very high likelihood my opponent sided out Force versus me, I think. Alright, I guess not, but this is pretty good for us.
I don't know, we're gonna lose to this random prowess idiot now.
I don't think so. Now, if they have another Force, we are so dead.
I would be not mad at that.
Why, just so we can go play another match?
Well, just the moxie of it, you know?
The Moxie. Your Moxie.
So the real interesting thing is, do we draw this Force now? If their opponent plays a 2-drop, then solves the conundrum for us. That's not a 2-drop. Alright, we don't want this Force now.
No shit. You don't say. Wow, that's some real Moxie.
Our opponent craftily drew out the bolt. Jarvis. Yeah, we're done then.
Gonna hope to draw a Brainstorm still.
Well, are we still hoping to draw a Brainstorm?
Yeah. Brainstorm into 2 blasts, and like the House of Cards comes tumbling down pretty fast, right?
Alright, if you say so.
This is awkward.
Yeah, we definitely should have boarded out at least 1 waste. Maybe 2.
Maybe 2, yeah. I guess I'll
The
kill
thing
their...
is, like, boarding out land, now that we have Hexdrinker and Wrenn and Six, like, normally you think of Wasteland as a spell in this deck, but it's actually sort of a land.
Yeah, it's much more of a land in this particular list than most of the other rug lists because of the fact that you can pay level up mana with it. Alright, now I'm going to concede. I don't have any outs, really. That kind of sucked a lot, actually.
Yep.
So, Minion Friend, I think the problem is I'm spending 2 cards to answer their threat, and I have no threat either. I think either you keep Pierce Bolt, or just shuffle that Ponder. In my opinion.
Yeah, if you, like, shuffle the Ponder trying to find a threat is not a terrible plan, but I don't know. The plan would have been a lot better if we had literally anything that did something in our hand, so
yeah,
I figured drawing a little bit of action would have been helpful. And it was, actually. I mean, both the Pierce and the Bolt traded with our opponent's cards, so there's that.
Yeah, shit happens. You want to play Deep Analysis?
I do. I missed that card.
Orm 667 was suggesting playing Deep Analysis.
Hell yeah.
Alright. I'm actually going to keep this hand.
As we used to say back in the day.
What did you call it back in the day?
Deep anal.
Oh, I'm going to keep.
Because we were clever, you see.
Okay.
Never hurt anyone.
Feels like we're playing against a storm strategy, but I have nothing to base that on except for Thoughtseize.
Well, that checks out.
Interesting, they took our Delver. Maybe it's not a storm strat. Alright.
No, I would probably take Delver out of this. Well, we have the Hexdrinker already. I would probably still take Delver.
Do you want to cast Ponder or Hexdrinker?
I guess we should probably Ponder and try and find a land. On the off chance that our opponent is.
It's
like
a Wasteland deck.
Yeah.
Ooh, they're Death Shadow. I'm gonna shuffle this, which is kind of awkward because that's a real sign of weakness. But we drew in, so.
Yeah. So joke's on them.
Well, I mean, if they waste us and play like another discard spell, it's not really ideal, right? It's fine.
Why is our opponent playing these ugly brainstorms?
Oh, so you like Mercadian Masks the best?
I actually like I like this Ice Age art, but seeing it in a normal frame, like, just, it throws me off.
Oh, so you prefer the Ice Age frame?
Yes.
Orm 67 has a lot of really interesting ideas, and I'm not going to do any of them.
We're looting 4D. Oh man. Oh man. Looting, Deep Analysis, Fiery Islet, that's like a classic standard deck right there. I want to Daze this.
You do?
Yeah. Our opponent knows about the Daze.
But I feel like we could just trade a Braid for it later.
So what do you want to do next turn? Untap and Abrade it?
Yeah,
And
kind
still have
of.
the Daze?
Yeah.
What if we just still have an Abrade instead? How many targets for Abrade are we going to get?
Well, I think our mana development's going to matter. That's why I want to do this. They don't actually have many Abrade targets, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, their creatures...
You know what you're doing.
That was a good pickup, actually.
Actually, yeah, since we drew that, this Abrade looks a lot better.
And if they Daze this, I don't even really care. Like, I still have 4 bolts in my deck, so... Alright, the question is, do I want to Daze back, actually?
And I'm trying to use this Daze so bad.
I think now that they've Dazed this, it's acceptable to use Daze here.
Yep.
I think I'm going to pick up the green source.
I wouldn't. Oh, no, that's fine. Actually, that works.
Alright, so they might angler us, but whatever. Can't do anything about that. It feels like an angler is about to happen. Ooh, or nothing. I'm okay with nothing.
Yeah, nothing's a good deal.
Not gonna waste them.
Do we want to Brainstorm here?
Yeah, I think I'm going to Brainstorm end step because of Spell Pierce.
End step? We're not going to get this Hexdrinker into play?
Well, I mean, I think based on how the game's played out, it is very likely they have Spell Pierce in their hand. So if I wait until end step, then I can sort of like force them to choose what they want to do with their turn.
Okay. If Spell Pierce is the read, I would probably just play Trop, play Hexdrinker, and level ones.
I kind of like that, actually.
I don't know what kind of interaction these decks play.
Push and Dismember. Alright.
Push, okay, sure.
That's
I
fine.
guess Push is a pretty obvious card they could have too, so there's that. But
Here's Angler. Fortunately, we have like a relatively healthy life total.
so you think they didn't do that last turn because they're sitting on like they wanted to hold up Push and Spell Pierce or something like that?
Something like that. That's what it feels like to me.
To pierce our opponent's Pierce. So
Yeah.
Storm.
Guess I would rather fetch a second green source. Probably.
So do we want to play the Fed plant now?
That's what I was thinking about. I guess. Yeah,
Like,
that
if
would.
they pierce
Yeah,
it, that's fine. Right?
that's fine.
Just-
I'm okay taking the imperfect shuffle if they want to burn a Pierce here. I'm just gonna get a Trop because I think my green cards are more important than my red ones now.
Yeah, agreed. Maybe get like Pierce Dazed or something like that.
If they do that, I'm fine with that. I'm gonna put the snare, Pierce snare back, I think.
You don't think the Pierce is going to be useful? Again,
I don't think so. I guess it hypothetically could be. And snare's pretty bad versus them. I don't think it actually has a target.
Yes, I mean, the snare is an easy one to send back. Yeah, this is fine. I guess Wasteland is actually pretty good here, too.
Zerti Chen, aren't there like instants from Innistrad that just flipped all creatures? I seem to remember that.
That's true. It's Moon Mist.
Well, that only flips wolves and werewolves.
No, it flips all creatures.
You sure?
Positive. That was a draft archetype. Delvers with Moon Mist was a real thing, and then.
All right, I'll take your word for it, but I can't remember right now for sure. How big is Tarmogoyf?
Pretty big. Be a lot bigger if you get this Wrenn and Six.
2. 1, 2. Does it say on it? Oh, it's a 4/5. Okay. Yeah. I guess I am priced into keeping it, right?
You kind of are.
And I'm not going to play around Daze because I think that costs me too much.
Agree. I mean, you may have to worry about push.
If they have it, they have it. I don't think I'm allowed to wait for that anymore as well. I mean, they've only cast 2 Brainstorms, so their hand... Okay, this is fine. They force Pitch Force. Alright. So, I know my top card is Spell Snare.
Yes, which we don't want. So, ponder it up. Unless you want to...
I was kind of thinking if I'm supposed to Brainstorm Ponder, but... Guess not, really.
Well... The thing is, how are we beating this Gurmag Angler?
By getting 2 creatures into play, right? So I guess I need to ponder, look for a creature this turn, and play another creature next turn. It's the most likely way to do it.
Yep.
Ooh, are they going to Spell Pierce? I think I need to shuffle, but that's really awkward.
Yeah, it is. Well, you could get...
So I could play Wrenn, watch it. They might not even kill it, right?
Well, that'd be fine too. You can you can get Volcanic, waste one of their seas, and then get back Wasteland.
But then I'm dying to this in 2 turns.
Well, but then we have Wrenn and Six, so after that we only see 1 new card with Brainstorm.
I'm going to shuffle. I think that doesn't actually win. Alright. I think I have to do this. It's not likely to work. Fuck. Alright. Dude, that game sucked.
Yep.
I wonder if I played it bad.
I'm trying to think of angles we could have taken that would have been different, but... I mean, maybe we're supposed to worry more about protecting our creatures, but I don't see how you do that, so...
I don't either, really.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to side out 1 Hexdrinker.
It seems pretty loose against Fatal Push.
But I think, really, these are the only 2 cards. And I actually do think I want all my forces versus them specifically.
Really?
Because their creatures are so big.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to just accept the fact that I have to 2-for-1 myself to kill an Angler anyways. So forcing it from the stack is probably the best way.
Yeah, that's fair. It sucks that they're not playing green. I remember when all the Gurmag Angler decks had green.
Well,
I guess I sort of get why people don't play Submerge anymore.
Alright, this hand's phenomenal, actually. Like, despite having no cantrips, this is, like, actually sort of a perfect hand in these sort of matchups, in my opinion.
That seems great.
I'm going to lead with Delver, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was working it out. I think I'm gonna get a Trop.
I would not have. I would have gotten Volcanic.
Why? It's more likely you want to go Hexdrinker, Bolt their creature.
You can do that either way. It was for.
But also, if we don't want to cast Bolt, I just want to play the fetch and play Hexdrinker. If you want to do it the other way, then you'll have to use your second fetch, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. My logic doesn't really make sense. Ignore me.
Oh, we left in Spell Pierce. I actually normally take that out in the mirrors. I sort of forgot to do that, but I think that's fine here. So there's also a weird tension if you're supposed to attack versus Shadow deck or not, but I think I'm going to just do so.
Yeah, get in there.
Alright. I think I'm going to play only Hexdrinker this turn and not the Tarmogoyf.
Yeah.
Because of also Daze as well is like a thing that they could hypothetically have.
I mean, they should have boarded the Dazes out on the draw, but whatever.
I sort of disagree with that, but it's that mentality that causes people to walk into Daze all the time. If that makes sense.
Sure.
So why are they cracking their fetch now? Because they probably have another fetch land?
They're gonna... Well...
Alright, the answer was they had another fetch land. Okay. Alright.
I think we try and Wrenn and Six it.
Depends on what we draw.
We actually, maybe we were supposed to... Actually, yeah, I immediately regret everything.
Oh, did you want to try to EOT bolt it?
Yeah, I think if we EOT bolt it, we draw out some interaction, and then we can untap and Wrenn and Six it.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Now we can't attack their Hexdrinker. Well, we can. Then we should.
You know, I could also just fetch and bolt it and willing to admit that I made a mistake.
That seems terrible now. That uses your mana really, really poorly.
Is trading this for this even that bad?
No, I would offer the trade. Get in there.
Alright. I think what I'm actually going to do is offer the trade, then ponder. I mean, I assume they're going to take this trade. Is my read on the situation, but... I'm going to attack with both, offer the trade. If they trade off, cast Ponder.
You know, we're eager to answer this Delver. So it's like if they trade, that's good for us, and if they take two, that's also good for us. So.
I think this makes sense. I'm not in a rush to play this. And also, that's actually pretty good. That's a Fiery Islet, by the way.
Nice.
So I guess... I feel like I actually really want at least the Islet.
I want all the lands. I mean, we may end up wanting the Bolt too, but I would draw Fiery Islet and then put Scalding Tarn on top below that, and then play the Islet and pass.
So you want Bolt on the bottom?
Yeah. I mean,
right.
Do we want the Bolt?
Not sure yet.
That's the thing. We may want it, but I think we can just chill for a bit. Like, we don't need to play anything into like a fairly obvious, interaction of some kind. I guess we could have played Goyf there. Maybe that's what we were supposed to do.
Well, this turn I can play Goyf with Pierce backup, which is kind of nice. And I can like redraw the bolt if I want to. It's sort of looking like I'm actually going to want to redraw that bolt.
Yeah, I agree.
This is fine. So my plan currently for this turn is play Tarmogoyf off, Trop, Islet, attack for 3.
Yep, I like it.
Because putting them to 7 when they have a fetch is pretty good. And this creature cannot one-shot us. So it's probably going to force them into a situation where they have to crack the fetch, and then die to our double bolt plus pierce backup. Also, they can't really attack unless they have another blocker as well, which is nice. So.
We're gonna get our Fiery Islet. We're never gonna draw a card again.
Whoa. Okay.
Proud of you.
If I attack them for 4... If I attack with both, what happens? That looks good to me.
What?
I just want to attack with both and bolt them twice.
We could have played Wrenn and Six first.
No, but that means you can't double bolt safely through a Daze, really.
Okay, you say so.
I think that just commits too much mana to something I don't really need to do.
I mean, they have to fight over the Wrenn and Six, so it's like, I don't know. This makes no sense to me. But
This makes a lot of sense to me.
do we want to? Well, okay.
No. I think I can just sit here. I mean, it's really hard for them to kill me here, I think. Sorry, it's really hard for them to kill me through these 2 bolts.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess this works out.
That's why I didn't want to commit any mana. I didn't want to commit 2 mana to Wrenn and Six because I think that's actually the most likely way things go awry. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. We can always do it next turn if we have to finish that. Wrenn and Six can't target players, right?
It can. Trying to think of a potential out for them, and I'm not really seeing it, given they only have 3 cards in hand. It seems really, really hard for them to escape this situation, specifically. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. They could. I mean, if they just have Dispels, I don't know. It would have to be something.
Dispel.
Like Spell Pierce doesn't do it, Daze doesn't do it, Force doesn't do it, so yeah. Does anyone play Dispel in Legacy anymore?
No. It's mostly been supplanted by Flusterstorm and Blasts. Well, I mean, Red Blast has always been like insane for virtually forever.
I get a Hydroblast.
They could.
You're gonna need a lot of Hydroblasts.
You are going to need a lot of Hydroblasts.
So then we need to take action, right?
I do. It's okay.
I guess now they can get us if they have.
I think I was actually supposed to bolt them with the fetch on the stack.
Yeah, you were.
Oh yeah, that was a punt. Because they were at 4, they went to 3, so I actually messed that up. Hope it doesn't cost me.
Well, the good news is like one of their cards is like a fatal push or equivalent, right? Or because or else they would just be dead on board to making this play.
No, they wouldn't, because this is lethal damage.
Well, now that we fetched, but it wasn't before.
No, we were at 12.
Never mind.
It was a 12-12. So,
Never mind.
I mean, I think we have it, but obviously there's potentially some way that I don't have it, which would suck.
Well, yeah, that was a mistake as well. We should have bolted again in response. I guess Flusterstorm is a thing to worry about.
happens if I pay here? Like, paying and piercing are exactly the same thing, so I should just pay.
Yeah, just pay. Then we can actually... Yeah, and that's fine. Right?
Yeah, I should... It's better to fight when I have 1 extra mana, I guess.
Right, exactly. Well, I mean, as long as we spend...
One downside is, if I make this play, I lose to Flusterstorm.
So what do you want to do?
If I pierce this, then they have to Fluster here, or because they can't crack the fetch. So actually, I'm supposed to pierce here?
Yeah, let's pierce here, actually.
I know they have 1 land in hand, so if they Daze or anything, then I know the other bolt is safe to go.
Yeah. No, we can
so
pierce here.
we can actually play around Flusterstorm by making this play, whereas if I do the other thing, I actually lose to Fluster, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, they didn't have enough to get around that. I think on the draw... Don't want to change anything. This gets a little bit worse on the draw, I think.
Yeah, but not so much worse that you don't.
I mean, sort of just debating the extra Hexdrinker.
Well, Hexdrinker also gets worse on the draw, so.
Alright, guess I don't change anything then.
Yeah.
I don't want these, right? Like, I think it's bad because they're mostly a black deck.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah.
No, you don't want them.
I guess I'll reply since that's. I should have replied earlier.
I have. I had game chat covered up with Twitch chat, so.
That's fair. Yeah. I'm gonna keep. It's not like insane hand, but I hate mulling versus A, Thoughtseize, B. These are sort of like attrition matchups. I don't know if that sounds crazy to you.
No. I mean, this hand, I would probably also keep it.
Not ideal. That's good. I'm going to just play Hexdrinker first, I think.
Yep. Just get your animals on the board.
Going to get all the animals on the board. I have so many lands in hand. I hope all they do is play lands. Ooh, did not flip. I think I would accept a trade.
Yeah. I mean, we have to spend 1 million mana to turn our thing on. Got us.
If they don't attack, we should attack, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The one downside is they might just be sitting on a bunch of Death Shadows, but whatever. Nice. Love it.
Sweet. Or so we're going to cast the Spawner, yeah?
Yeah, I'm getting Volcanic here, I think.
Alright.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, those are sweet. So we can draw a force to have as insurance.
Yeah. I put this... I mean, that's the most logical order to me. I don't really want to force something on turn 2 if I can avoid it, because playing into Daze is awful. But I might have to, depending on what it is. Well, not that one, but there is some percentage of the time where you're actually supposed to force that, but I don't think this...
I might have done it, actually.
You are a freaking lunatic.
That's just a weird spot to use a Brainstorm.
No, not really. Like, if they just have a fetch land, they'll just cast Brainstorm before playing the fetch land. I don't think it's really that weird. Now, this Angler, I think I'm pressed into forcing.
Yep.
Come on, no Daze. Fuck! Yeah, they were pausing way too long for them not to have Daze.
Yeah. Yeah, they either had Daze or they were typing us up with a nice anger message about how lucky we are or something. I don't know. It's one of the two. It's always a bad sign when you're hoping that your opponent's salting off.
we land the True-Name, it's actually like okay for us for what it's worth, but
True-Name's gonna be great.
This battle has always been super, super annoying.
You need to get a Wrenn and Six and then have it count.
It doesn't really, because we have to trade our thing off.
No, once Wrenn and Six goes to the graveyard, it will be a 5/6.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to play around a second Daze for what it's worth. I don't think I can afford to. Ooh, okay, that's not ideal for me either.
Man. So I don't know. That's actually a pretty good draw.
We're going to take a lot of damage, though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which is
how protection from players works exactly. But does our True-Name not have protection from our Tarmogoyf?
It does.
Is that how that works?
It does.
Okay. All right.
Because it's on their side.
Gotcha. It's just, yeah. Hard.
Because it's controlled by them, but owned by us.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think we're going to lose. Kind of sucks. I'm not feeling great about it anyways.
No, we need to find Dismember.
Which member?
That member.
We really need Solar Temptation right here, which is not in our deck.
That Reanimate was gas.
Yeah, it was very good for them. I think I have to play this and put a bunch of mana into it and then hope something goes right somehow. I'm not even sure what it could be because, like, I guess if their top card is bad, which it hypothetically could be because they went Brainstorm, Shadow, Shadow.
Mm-hmm. The top card's bad, so we do this. We fog the 5/5, eat a Death Shadow, and then put 1. This is not great. Yeah, I don't know if we have outs.
Well, we do. We'll just have to draw another creature. I assume that's going to flip because, like, they note the card underneath it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't flip, I would be shocked. I guess it hypothetically could not, right?
Well, this is nice. Now we can actually use our fetch land, so that's cool. Are you trying to double block here?
I think well, if I don't, well, then, like, how am I going to make forward progress, right?
Yeah, I mean, it may be that, like, a max leveled duder is, but yeah, we don't have time for that.
I think we're just in terrible shape, no matter what.
Did we board in Rough and Tumble?
Not. Need to draw Grove of the Runwells. Good point. Oh, that sucked. That was really frustrating. I think this matchup is, like, even.
Yeah, probably. Well, the Reanimate was really good. We also played into Daze, so.
I mean, we didn't have a choice, right?
I mean, I don't know that that's not necessarily true. Like, well, I guess we were.
How were we going to beat the Angor? Like, what was your plan for the Angor then?
No, I know. I'm just saying what we could, like, because we were gonna. Well, we knew we were drawing True-Name Nemesis.
Then, okay, we would just have to force the.
We have to play it the next turn, and
yeah, we're basically playing into Daze no matter what. Period.
Yeah, true.
So you just have to decide. And I think if they don't have Daze, it's just so much better to force the Angor than play a True-Name.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, drawing Grove would have been sweet, but that's not in my deck.
My dearest boy, Jarvis.
Definitely could have made some decisions differently, though. But honestly, this Hexdrinker thing mostly feels like a bust. Just so mana hungry. Like, you need so much mana to use this thing effectively.
I could see it.
I could see, like, 2, but 4 is, like, excessive.
Right. Exactly. And I guess it kind of depends on how good Nimble Mongoose is in the format.
I think Mongoose is pretty good. Like you saw, we played against Source of Pot. I think realistically, the more tundras there are, the better Mongoose is.
Yeah. I don't know. Is the idea to like have a threat that doesn't care about graveyard hate?
I mean, I don't really think this. If someone's hiding in graveyard hate versus you, you're not that exposed, really. Like these are still 1/1s, and this is still like opponent's graveyard.
It's Wrenn and Six, and have 2/3 of your threats.
Yeah, I don't know.
You definitely don't want to deal with graveyard hate.
Yeah, that could be true, actually.
Yeah, but the number, like having 4 Hexdrinkers and then 2 of these other things.
4 is too many. I also hated Terramander for what it's worth. I think Terramander was awful, and it was just new card syndrome.
I didn't know anybody was playing Terramander.
They were in blue-red for a little bit, and it was just awful.
This list would make a lot more sense to me if it was 4 Geese, 2 Hexdrinker.
Yep, also.
Because I feel like our Goose... Our like turn 1 Hexdrinker died a couple times so far this run, and that doesn't happen to Mongoose. The Goose sticks around and then gets loose.
Yep. Anyways, we're fighting to get 50 play points back, which is something. Also, just doing more science to see if this card is good somewhere else that I'm not thinking of, but so far really unimpressive. Alright, I mean, like, yeah, if this was just like a Mongoose almost every time, I'd be so much happier. Just knowing that my creature can't die and I get in for like a bunch of damage is better, I think.
Yep.
That being said, I'm still going to play Savannah Lions on turn 1.
I mean, yeah.
Ooh. Alright, you got it. I'm okay with this. Guess I'm supposed to cast Ponder.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get a Volk.
Yep.
Do not want.
Malice.
That's really disappointing, but that's good.
Yeah.
So we still have a Brainstorm to follow up with. Yeah. Maybe a Rugmere?
I feel like these Hexdrinkers are going to shine in a Rugmere. I want to level it up once, and then...
I kind of want to just cast Brainstorm during their upkeep.
Why their upkeep?
Stifle.
So here's the thing. If we get this Hexdrinker to protection from instants, we probably can never lose. Right? So I let's level it up once and pass.
Alright, fine.
And then...
I guess I should attack first to see if they'll dismember it.
Yeah, that's the thing, I guess. So we level it up once. Maybe we Brainstorm next turn. I don't know. That was weird, but I want to get it to pro instance really quickly, while we still have like double Force of Will to protect it, if we have to. And then, is it good?
Oh, it's infectation. I'm gonna just Spell Pierce this.
Shit. Yeah.
This is like the easiest Spell Pierce in my life. Do you agree with that?
Yes. I didn't see that coming.
It means they're probably infect.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I kind of hate that play, especially versus Delver. I normally just, when I played like crop rotation decks versus Delver, I would wait for them to Wasteland me. Because it's just so much... Oh. Okay, I actually do know what they're bug depths.
Yeah. Do we care?
Don't they...
Enough to fight over this?
So the way we lose is if they go stage depths in a row. Because they're going to need a Wasteland, right?
Yeah, probably.
I think I'm going to force pitch Spell Snare, actually.
Okay.
Just because if we draw a single Wasteland, it's really hard for them to win, actually. Well, I'm going to make this decay-proof, so...
Yeah. Just a big old snake.
Vampire Hexmage, but I was also planning on using both my mana. And I think brainstorming for a Wasteland will soon be good.
Oh, you can Hexmage. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
That's okay. If they want to trade Hexmage for this, I'm going to allow it.
Yeah.
Definitely going to
It
allow
wouldn't
it.
even be a trade, right? Oh,
No, they have to sacrifice it, so yes, it would be.
Yeah, first turn damage, so it's a trade. Yeah.
Damn,
Brainstorming?
I was looking for a Wasteland. It's not Wasteland. So 4, 5, put it to 5. Damn. I think we're gonna barely die to... If they have depths next turn, we're gonna barely die.
Yep. So we can... No, okay. It's still right to just put... I think we just put the 2 Hexdrinkers back and play Tarmogoyf, right?
Damn. This sucks. I really wish I'd found a Wasteland right there. The game would have been pretty easy. I don't think countering the Hexmage actually does much once they show you stage. So I disagree.
Yeah, also we would have had to leave up mana. Like, if we kept Spell Snare, we would have had to leave up mana.
Alright. I guess this is good.
Yeah, I mean, if our opponent doesn't have stage this turn, then...
No, it doesn't actually...
Did we want
They have
to-
Urborg, but we can crack the fetch upkeep.
Okay. That's fine.
No, it doesn't. Like, I don't understand what you're saying, because they can activate stage targeting depths this turn if they have the depths because of Urborg. I actually don't understand. Okay, well, they didn't have anything. I don't think... I stand by my play, basically. I suppose is the reality of it. Urborg, so you only need stage depths Urborg to activate stage targeting depths because you can tap your depths for black mana. Anyways, what was I going to say? Oh, I really don't want this many of that card in this matchup.
Nope.
This is like okay, but like sometimes you can weirdly, if they're careful.
Right.
If they're careful, like they'll... So whenever I played against this deck in the past as lands, I would just always crop rotate my forest way if possible, or waste my forests. But I think it's still worth having, obviously. I think this is okay. Abrading their needle comes up. I think
Force
this...
of Negation...
I think it's good.
Okay. No, Force of Negation.
Yeah. I think Pierce might actually kind of suck, especially on the draw, but it's close.
Yeah. Did the bolts do anything?
I could also side out 2 Wrenn and Six.
I don't know about all that.
I could also side out bolts.
Yeah, the bolts don't seem like they're accomplishing much of anything here.
So one thing is they usually have Dark Confidant / Hexmage.
Well, good thing we
Ooh.
have these Wrenn and Sixes.
Shout out to Egg in the chat for this 2-month resub. Noted Death and Taxes pilot from Magic Online.
Noted.
I'm going to give him some claps. And we're going to open a chest for Egget after this match.
Hey, I subscribed to you last week. You didn't want to.
Yeah, I did. You just weren't paying attention.
Oh well, I didn't. Okay, I didn't pay attention. So.
What? That's your own damn
You
problem.
have to open another one.
No.
Those are the rules, man. I don't
The- you, I see what you're trying to do there, buddy.
Just saying.
Trying to pull a fast one on me?
Yeah, man, I'm moving pretty slow, to be honest.
Yeah, really slow. I might open a chest for you, but you are ditching me for Richmond, so I'm less inclined to do so.
That's true.
You said, yeah, we're gonna play, and then now you're like,
Well, I didn't know when it was. I knew it was like, I was like in August sometime, but I didn't know when.
Okay, let's clarify. Is that thing on Saturday?
Yeah. Saturday. Well,
and you can play until like 7 p.m., right?
Yeah, I assume, but it's on Saturday and Sunday. It's like assuming it works the same way as the last one did.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. So, yeah, it's the same problem that people had at GP Providence.
Right.
Like literally the same problem. I'm gonna keep, by the way.
Yep.
Our opponent's deck contains like 6 to 8 discard, so Mulligan kind of sucks for some. Well,
how many lands does that play?
We have 19.
19. So the Fiery Islet is like a 19 land.
Yeah. I do like the bridge ban. I think this is the perfect card for them to ban. Alright, I'm gonna fetch Trop and cast Ponder. Do you agree?
Yep. Add it.
Well, the problem is, like...
Yeah, it's too slow.
I actually think I'm gonna shuffle, but it is
Really?
close. Well, I think the value of finding Submerge is higher.
We can. You want to have access to a Wasteland, Jarvis. Don't be absurd. Right? Like,
I think this is a really bad play, but
well, if it's a really bad play, then don't do it. I'm
gonna shuffle.
Like playing to not lose to the turn 2 business.
But it's actually
when
so
you're
likely.
Probably gonna lose to the turn 2 business anyway. You know.
No, we have 2 Submerges in our deck. So if I just literally cantrip into Submerge in like 7 looks, that's actually pretty good. I don't think they'll play around Submerge blind. I think virtually no one will play around Submerge blind. This is sort of interesting what I'm supposed to do now.
And now I would get this goose if you play.
Is there merit to leaving up Pierce for exactly 1 turn?
For a crop rotation?
Yeah. I think there is, actually. Mostly because this is only a 1/1.
That's fine, that's fine.
Yeah. Looks like they're just flooded. Crop rotation does kill the Submerge line, yeah. Alright. We can narrow down their hand now. That's not great. Am I supposed to leave up 2 Pierces to play around crop rotation? No, because we can Pierce plus Daze, so no.
I want to play Fiery Islet and play Tarmogoyf. Does that make sense? Oh no, we can do Pierce Daze, never mind.
Yeah, I'm going to play Tarn, fetch for Trop, and then play Mongoose.
Still play Fiery Islet, so we don't have to use both our fetches, but...
I think this is fine. Man, Wrenn and Six would have been great this game.
Yep.
You are correct. Although I kind of feel like they have a crop rotation in their hand. Actually, maybe not. No, when they wasted us, they had a very clear green light to go for it, right?
Yep.
Okay, so it can't have been in their hand unless they've drawn it this turn, pretty much.
Hopefully they boarded in like a bunch of abrupt decays and nonsense to deal with our Hexdrinkers.
They normally just have a bunch of those in their main deck, so...
Okay.
By the way, this deck has a 1-of Stifle.
Sweet. Hope they get us with it.
Do you? I don't hope they get us with it.
That's a nice, juicy spell for your target.
It is. Should I just get another Trop?
What all do we... Yeah, maybe. No, there's no reason to.
There's only 3 red cards in the deck.
But they're all really good here, so...
There's 6.
But I have another red source in my hand, is my point.
Yeah,
So I'm playing around Wasteland on... Alright, fine. I'm not sure. I actually think I was supposed to get a drop, but it is close.
I mean, if our opponent plays Wasteland here, they'll probably hit the drop anyway. Or, sorry, the Volcanic anyway, right?
Yeah, it's possible.
To protect their Hex Mage.
That's a good pickup, actually.
Yeah, that's solid. I would have been greedy as hell. I would have pondered before combat.
No, I'm just going to play Tarmogoyf, I think, this turn.
Right, but I would have done both, but I would have pondered before combat to get the damage in.
Nah, I'm going to leave up all this stuff. How you do that? This is nonsense. Obviously snapping off that Daze so fast. Feels like I should pierce this.
Snapping off that pierce so fast.
Yeah. Huh. They still have like a few turns to draw depths.
Yeah.
That seems like a
wow.
premier...
They just conceded.
Yeah, I was wondering about the concession. Alright. Alright, opening a chest for Egget. Egget, let's see what we got.
Death Gorge Scavenger. Remember back when the check lands were worth like a ticket?
Yes.
And maybe, actually, the Fortress may still be. The Fortress probably sees, because it sees play in Modern.
Daryl, I'm about to play another league with a different list. Not particularly enthralled with this deck currently, but...
I will accept, in lieu of opening a chest for me, if you open a Modern Horizons pack.
What? That's just a worse deal for me.
I know, that's why I'll accept it.
Wow, you are something, Shroud.
It'd just be exciting. We could discuss what you would first pick out of it.
We could also do that if we just literally went and joined a draft queue, but I'm not going to do that. So, I'm switching to this list, which made a 5-0, but I don't know. I'm kind of unexcited by these lists.
This list makes way more sense to me.
It makes more sense, but I'm not sure it's going to be any better.
Get this weird one Stifle that's way
No, there's
Dylan
4.
Didn't have any Stifles, did it?
Correct. This
What
one
did it
has
have instead?
just a
third-
bunch of creatures and a 19th land.
Huh.
Well, Carlos Jones, if you want to buy me matching Stifles, I'll accept them, but currently I rent all my cards from Mana Traders.
That's the Nimble Mongoose. Like Hexdrinker? Is that the kind of playable card you were thinking of?
I'm actually going to play Hydroblast over the second Bluster. Kind of do like Submerge too, but what are your thoughts, Daryl? As a noted Rug expert, Daryl, what would you change about this list? To be fair, Daryl said something like he doesn't think Rug is all that great, and I'm inclined to trust him more than myself.
Rug hasn't been great in like a decade, but I'm still playing it, so there's that.
Alright, you would play a different deck. Well, I'll do that on Thursday, but right now I'm locked into playing this. People have like an odd love of Rug, like just watching it be played.
So we have Damping Sphere and Grafdigger's Cage over Submerges.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
I want Submerge. At least one, maybe two. What's the Damping Sphere for?
Cloud Post and Storm.
Don't we beat those cards at these decks anyway? Just with like interaction and a clock and just being fishy?
What are the bad cards in the sideboard in your opinion, Daryl? Daryl hates Mandrills. Hates Mongoose. Wild Slash is the card you're thinking of, Gavin Ender. I don't think you need that card since there's virtually no Glacial Chasms anymore.
Yeah. The sphere seems real bad. I'm less sold that the Grafdigger stages are bad, but I don't think you necessarily need them.
I'm gonna actually play like this, if that makes sense. I think it sort of makes sense.
Tormod to Mandrills.
I don't know about that.
I'm just like over the goose. Alright.
Okay.
I still want some merges in the board. I would just cut these Grafdigger's cages for some merges.
Kind of like Cage. Alright. We'll actually try it Daryl's way. It'll take me a few seconds to rent more cards, but I think that is a logical way to build your deck. Uh-oh,
Yeah, that's
crash.
fair. I mean, I haven't played enough Legacy.
Well,
My
Gavin...
exposure to Legacy has just been burning games.
Okay,
So
I need to answer this. People who complain about my cards being mismatched, you have to understand I use a rental service and I'm not going to rebuy into Magic Online based on Wizards' decisions regarding their digital project. And with rental services, you just get what you get. So please don't. Yes, resisting urge to buy me one. Have I not like check pile? Daryl, if you want to send me a deck list, that would actually be good. I'm willing to play your list straight up. Wow, I successfully bamboozled someone into buying me a Stifle. The problem is it's not going to match every time.
But who's buying you a Stifle?
Steven Locked. Is that Steve Lock? Steven Locked, I would play blue-red because I like the mana stability. The 4-color Delver deck is obviously really strong too, but I prefer having a more stable mana base nowadays. And I think the blue-red deck also makes it easier to play because you don't have to worry about what lands to fetch. Alright. Gonna wait for the Daryl deck list real quick and build it.
I definitely feel like if Wrenn and Six is blowing up in Legacy now, which I guess it is, then being a deck that's exposed to Wasteland loses some value, and having like a nice, clean, basic, happy blue-red list.
The one thing about the 4-color Delver deck is you do have Wrenn and Six of your own, so that like sort of fixes your mana problems. But the one issue is like if you don't get to that, then you do get wastelanded and things sort of spiral out of control.
Right.
Because you
the Wrenn and Six.
Well, because your deck like obviously I'm sort of exaggerating the problem, but I do think it is sort of a tough nut to crack. If that makes sense.
It does.
Alright. Anyways, hope that answers the questions about blue-red versus 4-color, Steve. I was actually really impressed with blue-red when I played it in the Classic. I was 4-0, then went in a 7-rounder, then I lost the last 3, but honestly, drew sort of poorly, but the deck felt good. And it was Harlan's list that had Prismatic Vista, so it meant you could even get your basics more often, which was pretty nice. I don't know. Just my thoughts. Well, Daryl's being slow. Steve, we didn't quite reach it, but I got close enough that I didn't mind like just putting in another 150 to make it a good, nice 2K. But honestly, the support from everyone in the community for that project was just phenomenal. I can't really complain about it. I mean, I guess I could, but that would make me a greedy bastard.
You can always complain about it.
I know, but I don't actually want to complain when, like, we're trying to do good and things went well. You know? Ooh. Alright. Add deck. AFs. Alright. What a great name for a deck. Daryl. I'm gonna rename it. Alright, update with collection. So what am I missing? Okay. Gonna have to request these cards real quick. There's a lot of interesting choices here, but it doesn't. It also looks coherent to me, and also like sideboarding Wrenn actually makes a lot of sense to me. Does it make sense to you?
I would have to know more about what the legacy metagame is like to say that, but Wrenn's a card I like a lot in this deck, just from the little I've observed. But maybe it's not something you want in certain matchups. I feel like between matchups where you want it for mana stability purposes and matchups where you want it for like shooting Noble Hierarchs and various X ones, like there's enough range that it feels like a main deck card to me. But I don't know.
It's close. I agree. I'm gonna try this list straight up because I don't know any better, really. Let's see. To be fair, I got the previous list by just like looking for a random 5-0 list, but it's probably better to trust Daryl on this than random 5-0 list, frankly speaking. So shout out to you, Daryl, this time.
You keep saying random 5-0, and I'm like, you just ask the cops for the legacy list? That's weird.
Who?
Never mind.
I don't even understand your joke.
That's okay.
Is that fair? I literally did not understand your joke, so I guess you got me?
Yep.
Got him.
Don't call me Frank.
Hi, Frank.
Frankly.
Hi, Frank.
Frankly speaking.
Hi, Frank.
Frankly speaking, you look like a Frank, Daryl. Anyone ever told you that?
Daryl looks like Frank?
Not like a specific Frank. He just looks like a person who would be named Frank.
Really?
Sure.
It's weird. Weird flex, but okay. Alright, time to go update this thing with the updated deck list on Cardboard Live. Hashtag sponsored. Did the deck list update on the extension? Can someone let me know? I think it should have, but... What's up, Ace and Deuce? How do I get cards in Magic Online? You typically get them from booster packs or from bots, buying them from bots. Oh, alright. So it looks like I have everything. There are MC Vel YK. I'm not going to discuss them here, but if you Google other ways of playing Magic, you can find it. Let's see. How do I choose a deck? All right, there we go. Got the deck. I think I updated the deck list.
I feel like we may have just submitted a 62 card deck. Maybe not, though.
No, I changed deck files. I just didn't fix the old one because there's no reason to.
Yeah.
All right, nice. We'll try this. Honestly, this is just classic Rug with the Wrenns in the sideboard, but I think that's also a reasonable approach.
Yeah, it seems okay. I don't know how big, how much depth attacks there is. There's a lot of depth attacks.
I don't think there's that much, but obviously, like, Wrenn and Six is good in that matchup, or like versus Elves, or something like that. Great. Probably going to queue into a Death and Taxes deck. Alright, probably going to keep this hand, though.
Yep.
If one of these bolts was a cantrip, the hand would be significantly better, but, I mean, what are you going to do?
So, the eternal question.
Do you leave up Stifle or not, right?
Right.
Damn.
I actually want to. My reasoning for that is essentially that our hand doesn't really interact with things that aren't creatures right now. So, a Time Walk seems more helpful because of that.
Alright, that's fair. I think once you put Stifle to your deck, you have to be willing to make these sorts of plays.
Mm-hmm. Like Delver Coward.
Marcus, are you going to give a good reason why we should play Delver?
He doesn't need to. Play Delver Coward, stands on its own. Well, we've been had.
Shrug. It's fine.
Yeah. I bet our opponent is not going to name any of the cards that are in our hand.
I hope they name Show and Tell. Okay, that's fine. But that's sort of frightening.
Why? What do you mean frightening?
Because, like, naming that sort of implies to me that they're... Yeah, I think they are Reanimator, but them therapying for Force implies combo to me.
Well, yeah. What else?
Ooh, that's not great.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Do I even care?
Isn't like you want to just let them take the bolts? And
Yeah, I think so.
have a chance that we can still hold off a fetch land?
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't think the incremental value of just dealing them Lava Spike is actually worth it. Plus, like, you would have to fetch...
Another volcano.
Oh. And they name Stifle anyways. That's, alright. They could be Hogak. They could also be, like... I mean, I guess the question is, do you consider Hogak combo? I guess it is, sort of.
I don't know what the fuck else it would be. I also didn't know Hogak was a thing in Legacy. I'm learning.
Well, it was after Modern Horizons, obviously. Oh, speaking of...
Nice.
Alright, nice. We can cack their bridge at some point, but we can also use these two to just cack their Hogak in combination.
Excuse me, that is a banned Magic the Gathering card in your graveyard. What the fuck are you doing?
It's not banned in this format, friend. You know that. Brainstorm is a good reveal.
I vote we cast this Brainstorm.
I think that is also correct. Ooh, that's not bad.
No, it's not.
I feel like I want to put both of the fetches back and just waste them.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I don't know what this deck does. Like, I don't know how much we actually value all this removal, but I feel like we do value it.
I think I value removal that can go to their Nug.
Right. I mean, I might have put back the Dismember and kept a fetch land as well.
No, because I think just being able to, like, kill the Gak once is going to be valuable. Because it's exactly 8.
Okay, sure. So?
I guess I could... Oh, wow. Okay, so it's sort of awkward. If I want to cast Bolt, I have to fetch another Volk.
Yeah, I would just let this resolve.
Yeah, I think it's just better to play Tarmogoyf, right?
Yep.
If I'd kept a fetch plus a bolt, it would have ended up slightly better in this precise situation. Oh, and they're taking my Tarmogoyf anyways. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of figured they might, which is fine.
That's fine. Oh, they might therapy me again for bolt, though, right?
Why did I miss that they could do that?
Well,
I thought they were flashing them back. But I don't know what they had now.
Alright, now I'm gonna fetch a Volk and bolt them once, I think.
Sure.
Obviously, it sucks if I draw a green creature, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever. They have nothing going on currently, so.
And they know our hand, so we're allowed to F6. They're probably going to name Lightning Bolt if I had to guess. Alright, so we have to hope our really slow Delver start is going to... Well, that's actually okay. Sort of. I guess the Stifle did make them play in a really awkward way, actually. Right?
Yeah, no, I mean, the Stifle was sort of relevant. So let it resolve.
Why?
Are they gonna name Spell Pierce? They might, now that we've started to cast it, but I don't know. We don't care about this. Do we care about this Dismember?
I sort of did, then I decided I didn't, actually.
Yeah, I don't think we do.
I think that protecting this is probably the key thing to do. And it seems borderline maniacal not to name the card that they know we have, right?
Right.
I see. Alright, so we can keep off a lot of, like... Well, I guess if they draw creatures for the rest of the game, we're kind of screwed, but... I guess we also have them on 2 turns, so... They are not playing Pox.
Do Hogak decks play Fox? That'd be pretty cool. The thing they could do, right?
Doesn't seem particularly good, but they could hypothetically do it. Well, this is a forced play, given my draw steps. Alright, well, I think I'm okay. I don't think they can one-shot me without Altar of Dementia. But they definitely could one-shot me with Altar of Dementia, so...
I'd have to have Altar of Dementia plus something. A land at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, Altar plus land could hypothetically win. Alright.
Does the Hogak Legacy deck, does it just look like the Hogak Mono deck?
Yeah, it gains Cabal Therapy, which is obviously a huge upgrade.
Right.
And it gains better lands, so...
They play, like, I don't know, Take a Rid or anything?
No. Well, I mean, hypothetically it could, but I don't think it would be very good, because you're not a dredge deck.
Right. It might be better than Vengevine.
The list I played cut Vengevine. Like,
for therapies?
For therapy, and you also play Entomb.
Entomb, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't play Max Entomb, but Entomb's obviously good. Cage is, like, okay. There are corner cases where Cage is not good enough, but I think Cage plus Rough Tumble is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I am going to side out. Kind of weird. It looks like our deck is sort of, like, good versus them.
Yep. Starting to say, you cut the Mandrills, maybe?
Kind of concerned about just getting threats in a timely fashion versus them. But maybe that's ridiculous.
I mean, you have these 2 true names anyway, right? So
True-Name doesn't play well with Rough Tumble for what it's worth. Daryl, is Daryl still here? What will you do, friend? I'm trying to decide. Why is it so difficult? Board in the good ones. Take out the bad ones. Thank you, but what would you perceive to be good and bad? That's the actual question.
I would actually, the Dismember seems bad.
That's reasonable.
I like all the
bolts to the face.
The bolts that can be off spikes. That seems like it could come up. But you also cut a Stifle.
Should I cut a Stifle? I guess on the draw it's a little bit weaker as well.
Well,
but...
actually, Stifle does stuff, doesn't it? Like in addition to the
Spell Snare for Hogak. Well, Snare catches Altar. I don't know if that's relevant enough. Maybe I have enough to cover all of that.
I feel like, yeah, you kind of do.
Alright. I'll cut a Snare, and I'll cut 1 Stifle. I don't know if that's ridiculous, but...
I would still... Alright. I would have shaved one of the creatures as well. But whatever. This is fine.
I think it's close. One thing I'm not going to do is side an Ancient Grudge for Altar. Also, I'm not going to keep this hand, so...
Smart.
Oh, this is pretty good, though. I'm going to just bottom a land, I think, right?
Yep.
What happens if I click cancel from there? Does it just undo the... Like, I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it does. You just get a 7-card hand. I could totally imagine that being how it works in Magic Online.
Nice. Swing and a miss.
I feel like naming Force in the dark on the therapy is almost always wrong.
They named Delver this time, though.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that.
That's a lot better for them to do. I think I'm just going to leave up Stifle this turn.
Sure.
And I might...
I historically have almost always named Brainstorm. So, I'm really glad.
It kind of depends on what their hand is. Oh, wow. Should I just... If I was really greedy... No, that doesn't make any sense. All right.
What? Are you trying to brainstorm here?
I was thinking about it, but I think that's just atrocious.
That. Yeah.
So, I kind of just want to find a waste this turn. If I want to find a waste, I should cast Ponder.
Or Brainstorm. No, Ponder. Yeah, let's just Ponder.
Because if I'm going to play a Wasteland, I would rather Ponder into it, right?
Yeah. Those are good cards, though.
I think I should keep the Force. The question is, do I want to keep the True-Name?
I think you do. I think you want to draw it and possibly play it next turn.
So do I want the Bolt?
Well, no, probably not.
Alright. Then this seems reasonable. I can force something if I need to.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really foresee that many cards I need to force this turn.
Oh, this is really awkward.
I could also just fetch and cast Brainstorm in response.
You should, because they...
Yeah. Alright, so we have to... Yeah, I'm also of the opinion that they're actually going to name Brainstorm, so I kind of just want to hide both of their Brainstorms.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean, there's a possibility that they're going to name Stifle. Although now that we've...
No, now that we've fetched like this, I don't think they'll name Stifle.
Right.
Oh, they were targeting themselves? I didn't even notice that.
We probably should have been paying more attention.
Oh, that is just awful. Oh, okay, that's actually just awful then. Whatever.
Yeah, wow. Unfortunate.
Okay, well...
We don't care about that, really.
I mean, we kind of do.
Oh,
I guess the Tarmogoyf just blanks all of those, so not really.
They're gonna therapy the Tarmogoyf. So we should probably force this.
Are they? They don't know about it.
Yeah, they do. It was in their opening hand.
We cast Brainstorm just now.
Alright, whatever. Let it resolve. Lose your Goyf. Let's see how that goes.
Well, do you want to force pitch Stifle then?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually,
Michael matters.
Actually, yeah, that is a good point. We know their hand, so...
We just have to find something to protect this Goyf from Fatal Push. Oh, I missed that they had a second copy. Okay.
Oh, I knew they did, but...
Alright.
Damn, that ended poorly. I should have just saved the Brainstorm.
Well, we have two Brainstorms on top, right? So.
Yeah, but I should have just cast the Brainstorm when Therapy started targeting us to play like a weird mind game. So I know I have a Brainstorm on top. I still think a Wasteland would be really good here. I kind of like brainstorming, looking for a waste. I guess I could Ponder, look for a waste.
I mean, if we play Delver and they push it, they lose their bridges. So, and they didn't play a land this turn.
Yeah, but I think just wasting them would be just insane. All right, I'm gonna Ponder. I'm gonna Ponder, looking for a waste.
Okay, I wouldn't, but I would literally just play Delver and pass. So that seems super ambitious.
Interesting. I guess I'll draw the Bolt first.
Why do we want the Bolt?
Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter what we do because I can just shuffle. I don't want to draw the Brainstorm in case if you draw another Cabal Therapy.
Okay, so do you want to just shuffle them?
No, because I want to flip my Delver.
That's what I thought. All right, so.
So I should draw the Bolt then. And I can always Brainstorm away the Bolt anyways.
I don't know, man. I just don't think Bolt matters. I would just take the Brainstorm and not worry about them. I mean, they've used 2 of their 4 copies of Therapy already, so.
I don't know. I think this is fine. I hate casting Brainstorm on upkeep. Oh, that's not great.
Disaster.
Really didn't want to Bolt in response to that. Alright, I guess now I'm forced to cast Brainstorm looking for Force or Daze.
Yeah. Man, this game.
Oh, they might not actually even do it. They have to give a lot of material to do that, so.
Yikes.
This works out well then.
Yeah, it does. I can't believe they didn't do that.
I would have slammed it pretty fast.
Yeah.
Well.
Okay.
Hmm.
I feel like we wanted to leave up green there, but
That's actually pretty reasonable for us.
Yep, this is sweet.
The question is, do I want to leave the Bolt my hand? Probably not. Guess I could just go Daze Brainstorm on top, actually. Because there's like almost no world where I need to Daze twice next turn.
I would actually, I would have set up to draw Brainstorm instead of Daze. Is that what you did?
Yeah, there's a Brainstorm on top. I don't think I'm going to cast that Brainstorm that turn.
Right,
most
and if
likely,
you
but
absolutely have to, you can Brainstorm for it. So that's what
right.
I'm saying. I would Daze this.
Why?
To prevent. Okay.
No, if they have a fetch, they just cast it. So
we can Daze that. Okay, never mind. I'm just trying to keep.
all right. Now should I cast Brainstorm? This is the question. I know there's a Daze on top. You think I should?
No, I would not.
Yeah, I think I can wait one more turn. Now. But basically, if I need to Daze again, I can always Brainstorm into the Daze. This is funny. Actually believe I am supposed to Daze this, floating a red.
I wouldn't. I think we let this resolve and then Daze the okay.
So their hands alter. Alright. I feel like this could backfire if they just have a land, but
it could. Alternatively, maybe we should have bolted our Delver in response.
no, I don't think we can ever win if that happens.
That's a little dramatic, but
I could double Daze Stew, but I don't think that's actually that great. Should I return a land for Brainstorm?
yeah, I would.
Probably. I feel like I might cast Brainstorm this turn now.
Yes. Of course.
Okay, we can just waste them out of the game.
Yep.
I think I'm going to do that.
Yep.
And I guess I want to have Stifle in my hand then? In case they draw a fetch. So my plan is to put Volk and Bolt on top.
Yep, checks out.
You could have put Goyf on top as well, but whatever.
I think we barely win the race, but it's going to be close.
Mm-hmm. That's what I said, Fine Gersh. Jarvis didn't think it was funny.
I think so, Flozilla, I'm not sure yet. Do I actually win the race if I attack here? Go to 8. And they would have to attack with all of their creatures to force damage through, and I block here, go to 1, and they die.
You're gonna go to 1, and I mean the only way you lose is if they play land and fatal push.
But we have Daze for that, so it's actually possible.
Well, but then if you Daze that, they can then play Hogak. So that's the thing.
So it'd go to 3.
I'd snap off that block.
No, they make 3 zombies though.
Make 3 zombies? Oh, they have a 3rd bridge. Shit. Okay.
I actually believe I'm supposed to take 2 here.
Yeah, you are.
Well, we can no longer Daze Gak, which is sort of a problem.
Now we can.
Interestingly, I think the way this is going to play out is they're going to leave a zombie token untapped. So we're going to Daze their Hogak and then bolt the untapped zombie and kill them.
Yep. Is the Goyf still lethal? It may have shrunk just now.
No, it's still 5/6.
Excellent. Okay.
We used all of our resources.
Yeah, this was a very Red Delver game.
It was. Kind of didn't do much, and then they barely died.
This game would have been probably not nearly so hard if we had realized that therapy was targeting our opponent.
I agree. I was not going to counter it still, for what it's worth.
We definitely behaved strangely.
Yeah, it could have been played better. I agree with that. But we're 1-0 with Daryl's suggested list, so it's clearly perfect. I'm only slightly trolling.
Nah, that seems great.
Seemed fine. Are there 69 viewers right now? Because I see 67, Mike. I understand the reference, but... Alright,
I had to double check and confirm. There are in fact 69 viewers.
I guess it like fluctuates based on what viewing platform you have, but... Playing against Fed 1. Do you think this is Federer?
I doubt it.
So you're gonna keep, right? The question is, what do we do on turn 1? Probably just land go.
Yes. Well, yes.
Yeah, I think so. It's sort of annoying because, like...
Fucking Stifle. I feel like...
Well, Stifle just makes the deck harder to play, I think.
You end up time walking yourself with Stifle way more often than time walking.
What's with the basic swap?
The bane of our existence. Why does this keep happening?
Alright. Hear me out. I really just want to cast Brainstorm on 1.
I don't. I want to tap and cast Preordain. I understand the appeal.
I'm overriding you. Worked out sort of well.
Yeah.
Just gonna draw one of these lands. Look, I understand, like, I understand why people don't do that, but I just think it's wrong a lot of the time to not do it.
No, I wasn't just like completely dismissing it out of hand. I just don't think it was right to do. I don't think we needed to do it then.
All right, so now
Now I just want to play Wasteland to pass.
well, I don't have a Wasteland in my hand.
Not Wasteland. Sorry, Volcanic Island. I don't know why I said Wasteland.
Mono Red Prison? Not sure. It's like okay, I guess.
I guess we could cast the Preordain before we did anything else. We could. I kind of want to play Volcanic Island and then use it to cast the Preordain.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Actually, I just realized we don't have any Mongoose in our deck, so there's no reason to do it.
No, I have 4 Mongoose in my deck.
I thought we cut them.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am 100% sure there are 4
I'm
Mongoose.
almost positive Daryl sent us a list with no Mongoose.
Okay, I actually don't remember, but alright. Here I'm not going to cast Brainstorm because I think that is lunacy. Okay, 0 Mongoose. Well, I'm wrong then, again, as usual.
Typical.
Typical. Should I Brainstorm here?
I don't think we like. I don't know what Swamp Polluted Delta tells you.
I feel Storm, but I don't feel strongly about it.
Okay, so the Chain Lightning and Bolt is so like we have cards we don't want.
I guess we can wait to see another turn, but
Well, but no, we can if we can Brainstorm. Put some. I think we're fine here. We might be able to cast this Mandrills. So, but
Right.
if it's Storm, I would like to get a clock into play. So I would Brainstorm. Tapping. Yeah. Okay.
alright. Well, I think this land and the chain can go.
So. Oh, we played a land this turn. We have
Yes.
this turn 3.
Played the fetch. So those 2. Should I just jam the Mandrills and not leave up Stifle? That seems kind of loose, actually.
Yeah, I guess we can't do that.
I guess we can wait one more turn, but obviously it's gonna. I'm keeping the waste on the off chance that they like do some shit that where I can take advantage of a mana situation, but
Right.
like that.
Perfect. Well.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. This is a classic Rug Delver play.
Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Had it.
This is like actually a classic Rug Delver play.
Yep.
Where you like obliterate them, and they could have hypothetically played around it, but I guess I'll get Trop.
Yeah, I'm not sure that our bolt is going to matter all that much.
They could have had Force. That's pretty good too. I'm gonna just waste them. This worked out really well, actually.
Yeah, that went swimmingly.
Basically optimal, right? Alright. Well, we got this almost Grimag Angler. That's kind of nice, actually. Because I don't really want to Force of Will a Strix, but it would be kind of annoying. I mean, I guess I could bolt it, but kind of want to save this one to go upstairs with, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we have no current reason to take action, so.
This is going well. I'm not going to cast his Brainstorm, by the way.
Nope, just keep on hooting on him.
If they're going to keep taking 4, they will eventually die to this. I think that one is fine.
So the choice between adding green to your Delver decks
Ooh.
and adding black to your Delver decks.
So they're
Basically a choice between
Yeah.
hooting and the Glowfish, right?
Yeah, or Thoughtseize / Arcanist. There's a bunch of like sub builds.
Yeah, I just wanted to make the pun.
Yeah, your pun sucked.
I'm aware there's more to it than that.
Do I even care about this?
Probably. I'd like for them to not get the lands out of the graveyard.
Yeah, that's fair. Key SYB. DMing me on Twitter is best. This is going well though. I was really thrilled about that Daze Stifle sequence. That was sweet. That's like ancient, obviously. Would you play the fetch here?
No.
All right. I think it's close, but I'll concede the point this time.
Well, you may end up needing to brainstorm like this turn. If you brainstorm this turn, you will want some extra material to put back. That makes sense.
Well, my thought process was actually, but I'm saving this to pitch to Force now because I think their mana is mostly set up. I didn't even think about it because it seemed pretty obvious that I shouldn't Stifle there. I think the most likely way for us to end this game is to bolt them twice out of nowhere. Like, assuming this gets killed. Like, I'm kind of assuming that's going to happen. Because typically these decks are really good at killing creatures and not much else.
Well, they have pushes and bolts though, right? Like, they don't actually have that many.
Well, I'm going to just force this.
For it.
Oh, I could have also stifled the Jason summon, but... Oh, nice. That was good enough. I actually should have let it resolve and stifle the Jason summon. That was actually a much safer place.
I would have still tried to force it, but I think maybe force pitch brainstorm makes more sense. Close DMs.
What is your Twitter username? I'll follow back briefly. In any case, I think I want these for the waste lock.
Why do you have closed DMs? You too good for the people?
No, because I've occasionally gotten spam.
Alright, that happens.
Well, it doesn't have to happen, right? That's the point.
I guess that's true.
Okay, I'll follow you back. I'm not going to read the message right now, obviously, but we'll have a convo later. Anyways, I think these are good, very clearly. The question is, do I want the blasts? I don't think Dismember is very good.
I don't know what all our opponent's deck does. It's just check pile, right? Is that what?
Yeah, means? They're just trying to play spells in 4 colors. Like, this is good for Baleful Strix.
And Jace and Brainstorm. So
alright. Okay.
Card seems pretty good.
I might take out Chain. Well, the Burn Them Out plan is sort of attractive, right?
Yeah.
Is Tarmogoyf good?
Not especially.
Daryl, would you side out Tarmogoyf in this matchup? Kind of feel like...
Honestly, four Goyfs in a chain makes all the sense in the world to me.
So our plan is to just stick one of the sticky threats instead? Instead of something that dies to Abrupt Decay?
Does that seem silly?
Yeah, no, but if I'm going to do that, should I side this in then?
Oh, yes.
Alright. And then I'll side out, like... I don't think Winter Orb's good versus them once they introduce K Command. I think I'll side out one...
Do we have access to 3 True-Name Nemesis? That seems like a lot. That's weird that we have one on the board.
I'll side out one bolt.
Yeah.
I actually think the burn spells are only good if they actually killed them, but it's not actually that good besides that. Hand's pretty good.
Yeah, man.
Our Wrenn and Six plus Wasteland is so insane versus them. Like, it's kind of unbelievable. I don't even want to play the Delver on one.
What do you want to do? Ponder instead?
Kind of. Or leave a Blast.
I would just play the Delver.
Alright. I think it's actually close, but whatever.
I mean,
I guess we can use Strix. We can use this to kill Strix. Never mind. That's
right,
actually it's actually a good tiebreaker.
Yeah. Like if they kill this Delver on their end step or on our end step, they have to crack a fetch to do it. So that's.
Well, that one ain't doing it.
No, sure.
If they're playing Wrenn and Six, I have to snap off the Force, unfortunately. But
yes.
Whatevs. Badlands, Wrenn and Six? Okay.
Nope, not happening. JJ flipped, what up?
What's up, JJ flipped? How you doing?
Not snap off the Force.
Well, that's an abrupt decay.
Exactly.
I think I'm gonna just jam Wrenn and Six.
Mm-hmm.
Getting our land back for all these brainstorms seems really, really sweet, actually. Do you agree with that?
I do.
And if they decay it, so what? Like, we got a 2-for-1, right? I guess it's not as simple as that, but it is a good exchange for us.
That's a really good exchange.
I think Wrenn is good when you want to grind and not good when you don't want to grind, is the reality. That's why this list has it in the sideboard. Hat tip to Daryl Ayers.
Kind of think the one of Wrenn might be better than the one of Shade.
I could definitely see that. Ooh, Hydroblast.
I vote we try and protect this.
So I should pitch a Brainstorm then, probably?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, like, we're gonna get all of the value we need off of this to justify 2-for-1ing ourselves. Okay, that I don't really care about. We actually have no Mongoose, so... I think I should lead with Brainstorm then.
Yep.
Off Trop, yeah. I think I'm going to put a Delver and a land back.
Are we not going to try and set up? No, I guess that's fair.
Well, I want to crack my fetch, right?
I would. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I kind of want to just put both Delvers into play.
That seems really not very good. There's so many ways that can go wrong that I would prefer not to do that.
That's fine then.
Probably should not F6 opponent right there. But I am going to play this one and leave up Pyroblast.
Yep.
Plague Engineer is hypothetically possible, but I'm not going to worry about it.
We have 2 on the board. We were talking about having some in the main. But we played earlier with a different list that did have them in the main, and they were pretty good. So.
Well, that was good. We spent 1 mana for their 3. Ooh, Stifle? Yes, please. I'm gonna lead with Ponder. That's pretty good, actually. I think I want to draw the Pyroblast.
Yep.
And put the bolt on the bottom. Question is, do I get my value, or do I just leave the Spell Snare? So, hypothetically, I could just cash in another cantrip to draw the Spell Snare. But that seems sort of like a spew.
I don't think the value matters all that much.
So just plus and play my land and say go? Or an attack and say go?
Yes.
We ulted it once, and then it wasn't actually good enough because of Narset plus Teferi 3, and we didn't have a bolt in the yard.
Snare only seems worthwhile if that it's a spell on top of the deck. Wait a minute, we already flipped. Never mind, I'm done. So I agree, Snare doesn't actually seem worthwhile. But if we... How many Snapcasters does this deck play?
Theirs?
Yeah.
3 to 4.
Snare, I take it all back. Snare seems great.
No, they also have Baleful Strix, but I probably would not Spell Snare that one with Wrenn and Six in play. But I think I am going to draw the Spell Snare.
Yeah.
The reason I think that's okay is I can just crack my fetch and cast another Ponder to look for more spells. Alright, so they're going to Spell Bomb my fetch now, which is fine.
Yeah. I guess there was an argument maybe for like getting the value while they didn't have. Never mind.
I think this is fine. This is a rational way to play the game for us.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm going to shuffle that one though.
Yep.
A Wasteland would be pretty good. That's why I'm. This is also like. I think I can put back. These Stifles do not seem very good anymore, but maybe I want them to protect from adjacent summons still.
I don't. It's hard for me to say, but I would. Yeah, I think I would put back Bolt and then draw the land. I mean, I don't. Basically, I don't think Bolt is all that important.
Well, note we are going to ult next turn.
Oh, that's fair. Well, in that case.
Like, so I think that's actually sort of close.
The other way around. Just put back the Tarn and then the Bolt, and draw the Bolt next turn.
What if I just put back Stifle and Bolt? I guess it.
I don't know, man. Stifle, it might come up. I don't think the land or the Bolt matters this turn, so I would. Those seem like the obvious ones to put back to me.
I might wait a turn for the exact reason you listed, Stu.
Right. I wasn't really anticipating ultimating next turn, but I don't know, maybe we will.
I'm not sure what I was supposed to do right there. That was like a weird spot.
I mean, it's likely the Stifles don't matter, but it could come up.
I think I'm going to Stifle the trigger. Oh, actually, no.
No, I would not. I would Spell Snare.
Yeah. Actually, Spell Snare is correct. I was thinking about it, then I realized that it didn't make any sense.
Chase for chase. Do we not want to...
Do you want to try to Stifle instead?
Kind of. So, I mean, we have these Stifles that aren't great otherwise.
That's fair. It
Maybe
means I have to give up 3 damage to their face, but I think that's probably okay, I guess. Alright, well, I'm stifling this Brainstorm, so...
Right.
Once I've committed to this line, this makes sense.
Yep.
I'll plus once, and then ult next turn, and then start returning the thing. I guess, yeah, this is good. I get to convert. Should I just Pyroblast this?
Yeah, snap this off so fast.
Yeah, I think it's likely their hand is just garbage.
Right.
Based on how this game's played out. Yep, and they concede because they're not going to beat... Basically, if we just chain any of these off, I think they just get buried real fast. Alright, so we're 2-0. Going pretty well.
I'm a big Wrenn and Six fan.
Yeah, I think Strout loves the card.
I don't love it. It looks good every time it's been in play.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know what matchups where it's bad. It's probably not going to get Storm, I guess.
It's bad versus decks that don't care about the grinding aspect of it.
I don't know if it, but it also sets up Wasteland locks really well. So.
Well,
Hexdrinker go back to the bin.
Back to the bin. We played that deck for enough.
Yeah, I'm over it.
So, where are you excited to start in Modern now?
I've thought about it.
Now that you're not playing with me for that event, I'm really sad.
Yeah.
There's no chance I can talk you back into it, right?
Pretty much, no. I mean, it's just like there's the same amount. Well, there's honestly probably more value to be won playing the arena tournament, right? Like,
Yeah,
PvP
I
is
mean,
better.
also you don't have to leave your house.
Yes, exactly.
I understand you.
It's actually like a huge. It's like a.
I understand. I mean, to be fair, you were glad that you went to that other one, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but only because I thought for it.
Let's get this straight. Top 8 not good enough for you? Making top 8 wouldn't have been good enough for you.
Honestly, no.
Wow, you're so greedy. No.
As I was driving home, I was like, man, it actually would have been like bad EV to go to this tournament if I hadn't cleared exactly.
Okay, let's get this straight. You can't. Your realization of a certain tournament trajectory is not expected value. That's just value.
I get that.
All right, I just want to go on that rant.
Yeah.
Because you misused the term pretty bad there, so
What
I need to
did
call
I say?
you.
Oh.
Yeah, you see what I was saying, but like, I understood your point, but also your point was technically wrong. So.
Yes. Yeah. I get it.
Oh, are we playing against Reanimator? Kind of looks like it. Uh-oh. Alright. So, there are 2 lines of play. I think I'm just going to waste them.
We're definitely going to waste them.
The cowardly line of play is to cast a cantrip looking for a counterspell, but I think that is really unlikely to work.
How is that the cowardly line? I'm pretty sure wasting is the cowardly line.
No, I think wasting is actually the play that's more likely to work. Fuck, we're dead. Log T1.
Now who's misusing words, Jarvis?
Me. Log T1, I think they did. That was my vote for a card to be banned from the Hogak deck. For multiple reasons. I don't think they can ban a new card that's just a really bad look. And honestly, anytime Bridge from Below is legal, it's not going to be used for anything good. It's either going to be like an insane card or a shit card. Do you agree with that, Trout?
I mean, yeah. Well, it was...
Also, we're dead. Okay.
I mean, Bridge from Below was in the, like, the Bridge Mine decks, like,
yeah.
Like the one from the Teepers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was fine.
It was exactly fine.
Exactly.
Man,
It
wasn't
either of the 2 things that you said it had to be, so I'm just pointing that out.
It was actually really, really, really good in that deck, so I think that does prove my point, but whatever.
Right.
I'm going to side out True-Name in this matchup, I think. It's just a clunky threat.
Yes.
Don't really want any of these other cards. I could side this out for like Hydroblast on Faithless Looting, but I don't really want to do that.
I kind of do.
Log T1, they wish... that's sad, but I understand your point. It kind of feels like they don't care about what happens to Vintage, and I think they've made that really clear over the years.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they randomly ban stuff occasionally. So this is a keep, right?
It's kind of gross, but yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, it's like not really where you want to be, but I think it's barely a keep.
It's pretty nice that we can... Well, no, never mind. I was starting to say we can use Stifle to get through Chancellor, but I guess we may not actually be able to do that, depending on what they do.
You can Daze and then Stifle with the Chancellor trigger, but that's exactly the same as just paying for the Chancellor trigger. So I don't really know where you were going with that.
Don't worry about it, man.
Mystic Forge. Log T1, you're like the 7th person to mention that. It's because I'm renting cards.
You could just not play the one you own.
No, they're all from a bot.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So, I mean, yes, I'm playing all of the ones I don't own. Literally. If they cast a Looting here, I'm dazing it so fast. It's, like, insane.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Alright, well, now I sort of regret not dazing that period, but whatever. Should I play an 0-1 Tarmogoyf?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Mystic Forge's bananas?
What is Mystic Forge?
It lets you play artifacts off the top of your deck. It's similar to Frenzy, but only for artifacts or non... someone can look it up.
Yeah, okay, I'll...
Well, no, I'm just gonna type in the chat for you.
Nope. You're gonna try.
Well, Cardboard Live has a link to it, so...
Yeah.
It's just MTG Bot doesn't have it in for some reason.
Yes.
I should have probably played a fetch, actually, but...
You should bolt the face. Wait, never mind. Never mind.
Seems like I shouldn't do that for multiple reasons. The two reasons are right there.
Yep.
Nice. I think my opponent's dead now. Certainly has that look about it, right?
Why would you just say shit like that, Jarvis?
Dude, what do you want? This seems like they're dead.
Until you said that.
Flooded Strand. No thanks. Oh, you can tap and pay life to exile to top card of your library? Oh, that's really interesting. I'm gonna lead with a Brainstorm.
I didn't actually click the link.
I'm gonna just show them Cage. I think it's worth it. I'm gonna play another Delver. I think Force plus Daze is good enough, so...
Probably.
They keep trying to play...
I might have not shown them Cage. And just played Delver. And then
No, but I think them citing in answers to Cage actually makes their deck worse on average. So I'm okay with it.
Alright, I guess they would have seen it anyway. So there's that.
Mike, that sounds interesting, but I don't play Vintage anymore.
I can't believe our opponent kept a 0 lander.
I can. They were on 5 cards.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they mold. So they mold twice, Brainstorm 2 cards at the bottom, and 1 Petal Go on the draw. And I think that's probably correct, given...
Yeah. I missed that they molded in the front.
Well, I didn't. I was paying attention. It seemed like their decision was correct. They're probably just like 1 land away from doing something sort of stupid. I don't think it was going to work for them, but I think their hand was a keep, so... Do you agree with that?
I mean, it could have been... It's better to go to 4. And with the new mulligan roll, I think maybe going to 4 looks better, but... Who knows?
Really? I don't think you're favored to get like land plus the pieces you want on 4 cards.
Unsure. But I definitely sort of feel like the traditional heuristic of like never ever go to 4. If you go to 4,
61 cards.
Had it. You got it in your head.
I kind of think we're supposed to keep, but it's not the most insane hand.
I'll keep this.
Yeah, it's a little bit soft, but the problem is this is what your average hand looks like when you play Rug Delver.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that doesn't wrong with it at all.
Chancellor of the Annex, alright. Double Chancellor. Okay, so we're going to have to, like, probably burn Hydroblast on something.
Oh, nice.
I can just Hydroblast, like, my land end step.
Yes, that's what I would do.
Because, like, this way we can sort of put the Fear of Flusterstorm into them, even though we don't have it, obviously, but... Damn, they're targeting themselves. Alright. Okay, the question is, can we defeat Chancellor? I have all my bolts left in deck still, right?
We got the Chain Lightning, but...
I'll just show some spunk.
Yep.
Put the fear in them. I mean, I just have to do this period, so whatevs.
Yeah. The static ability of Chancellor?
Yeah.
The same as the trigger, right?
Yep. It's okay. Like, we might actually be able to construct a scenario where we can race this.
Yeah, it's plausible.
It is. I'm gonna fetch a Trop and just play Delver.
Uh-huh.
Because I think that's where it starts. They can never miss their trigger here. Alright, so their hand's Chancellor. They can't really make another fatty, so, like, it's potentially fine. I say potentially because, like, it's still, we're probably slightly unfavored.
We're in pretty bad shape. We just need to, I guess if we find Bolt, we're okay.
If this flips immediately, I don't think we're necessarily in bad shape. Well, that's a tropical island, so. I think I'm going to cast Ponder.
Yeah.
Two bolts would be ideal, because we can cast both of them next turn. Even one bolt would probably be good, actually. Because then I can just take another hit, then block and bolt, right?
Yep. If we can avoid showing bolts. Interesting.
Kind of want to... Is Tarmogoyf going to be fast enough? I'll be at 9. I attack them for 3 to 9. Block once. Tarmogoyf might actually be good enough.
Yeah, I think it is.
So that's what I was doing the math on.
We want to draw Tarmogoyf and then leave Force of Will on top. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Well, actually, I kind of think this might be shit.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm going to just draw the Ponder and Tarmogoyf. Probably just play Trop, attack for 1.
That was a mistake. We should have drawn the Force. Just because we're going to spend 3 mana to play Tarmogoyf next turn, we're going to have 1 mana left over. So, like, it's a spell we can cast.
Yeah. Okay, good point.
I was thinking it, but I couldn't articulate it in time to convince you.
Well, the problem is you have to say it.
I know.
I'm not a mind reader.
And also I was because I was hung up on we were also going to have 1 mana this turn, so I wanted to force this turn because, but.
So this is 3 turns. Yeah, I think we're going to barely outrace it, mostly because we are allowed to chump block once as well.
Yep.
I think without the chump block aspect, it would be closer. Do you agree with that?
Yep. Well, without the chump block aspect, we would be losing the race.
Yeah, this sort of force would be a little bit better.
How big is the Goyf?
3/4. So our top card's Force of 1, we don't want to draw it. Opponent's hand's Chancellor and Unknown, so they can't really do much with that. I guess if they had looting, it would actually be pretty good. I'm going to fetch here. Does that do anything? I guess I cast Ponder first to get more info about what I'm supposed to do.
Yep. Nice.
Bolt kills them, right?
Yep. Sure does.
Had it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot closer than it should have been, I kind of feel like, but I guess they did make a fatty on turn 2.
Wait, why do you say that? Their deck did what it does. We eked it out.
If that had been a Gristlebrand, we were 100% dead.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, I guess we might have been able to stifle a draw 7, but when I play against Rogue as Reanimator, I never activate Gristlebrand if I actually have to.
Yeah.
Because no one can beat the 7/7 flying lifelink aspect.
Correct.
It's actually just unbeatable for Rogue. I guess
they can do like weird like block and bolter.
Yeah, but it's so rare. Like generally, if you make it fast enough, they're dead almost every time. Is my experience. They have to have a very unique hand.
Also, like your fresh 7s don't really do that much because you've already comboed. Like, it's not like old, you know, you're not like drawing into like forces and stuff like you were in the old Reanimator decks. Does anyone play that shit anymore? Like blue-black Reanimator with Force?
I see it very rarely in like the 5/0 lists, but it's not really common anymore.
That's so weird to me. Like Force was, I don't know, really good. Like trying to, like both before and after, like it, you know, like made the comboing much smoother, and once you got Gristlebrand and play it locked up games.
Alright, so we're 3-0. This is like already 50% better than last week. I believe our opponent is Death and Taxes this round.
Okay.
Alright, I'm actually going to keep. Even though this hand's like not great for his taxes, but I also hate mulling. And also we can pierce the turn 1 vial, but...
Yeah, alright, I'm for it.
I know this because this person occasionally hangs out in our Twitch chat. My Twitch chat. I think I've seen their name associated with D&T once or twice on the 5-0s, but I can't remember for sure. Obviously, they're allowed to switch. Like, everyone's allowed to switch, but...
I love how the legacy leagues are just, Mom. Nope. Right.
This is also the best use for Spell Pierce in this matchup. Like, Spell Pierce is so awful in this matchup besides that. Do you agree with that?
Yep.
I kind of feel like I should just look for a land now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Other play I could make is just Wasteland go.
Because we drew the Spell Snare, I kind of want to just play Wasted.
Okay. They're actually incentivized to just snap off the Wasteland as well.
That's what I'm saying, and we have Stifle for that, so that's dope. So, like, they're either gonna... Oh, man.
That's not ideal.
No. Wow.
Really not ideal. This...
Nope.
Alright, so I'm gonna lead with Ponderoid. Maybe I'm supposed to Preordain. I don't have a fetch set up. Yeah, I'm supposed to Preordain, I think.
Yeah, actually that makes more sense.
Do not believe I want either of those, really.
Nope, get them out.
You could make a case for the Force, but I think it's just kind of bad. Well, guess I'm wasting them. Really hope they don't... Oh my god, I'm so fucked. I'm gonna die slowly to 1/1s.
We boned as hell.
Well, if I draw another blue source, I'm not actually boned, but...
Sora's still boned. We have 2 maindeck True-Names?
Yep.
Okay, we'll be alright. We just need to draw a bunch of lands.
These 3 cards are gonna look pretty good. Ancient Grudge also okay in this matchup. I've been told by some people that Winter Ward is actually good for his taxes, but I'm not sure if that's actually true or not.
I mean, it's not terrible, but you have a lot of stuff you're bringing in already, so I'm a little.
Well, I'm going to side out this card, I think.
Yep.
Probably, and Spell Pierce.
And the Spell Pierces.
I actually like leaving foul. Wow. Did I draw all my Wastelands?
Yep.
I
Stifle's
did.
not terrible against 7 taxes either, but
It's not terrible, but it's kind of a high variance card, right? Because first off, you don't know if you'll be able to leave up mana. Ooh, that's kind of scary. That's not good.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, the Orb is good for taxes once you shut down their vials. Obviously, if you don't shut down vial, it's not actually good whatsoever. Okay, okay. Guess I have to leave up Stifle for the equip, right? Which is really fucking shitty, but I don't really see...
No, I would ponder, and then if they draw land and play it and equip, you just lose on the spot. I'm not being snarky, that's what I would do.
Alright, fine. I think this is, like, very unlikely to work, but... What am I even looking for?
I thought, like... We have no way of getting this sword off the board in game 1, do we?
No.
Jesus.
Alright, I'm gonna hope their deck malfunctions, and I'm gonna draw the Delver.
Alright.
I actually think that is probably the most likely way to win, but the problem with looking for just True-Name is we don't even have the second blue source. I think... Oh my god, they don't have it. Alright. Okay, well... Alright, I'm gonna just pretend they'll brick for another turn.
Yep, may as well. That's what it's gonna take, I'm pretty sure.
And then we'll start using...
If they have to have something in their hand, probably they have swords.
Yeah, we'll daze the swords. No! Fuck!
Couldn't fade it.
Am I allowed to concede now? I think I am. I mean, they were drawing pretty large.
Yeah,
Or,
no.
They were drawing pretty thick instead of pretty thin. You like what I did there?
Yeah. They also had a lot of turns to do that. Like it's not like if they didn't do it that turn, we were gonna sneak out of it. We needed to fade for like at least 4 or 5 turns, I think.
That's too many.
It's a lot to add.
I actually like Spell Snare versus them if they don't draw Cavern.
How many caverns do they play?
Between 0 and 2, it really depends on the person. I feel like I might actually... I kind of think this card sort of sucks, but maybe I'm not allowed to side it out.
You don't have to have all 4.
Right, I'll side one out then.
Especially if you have
3 true names.
howlers anyway, yeah.
They were drawing pretty thick, added as a quote. Yeah, I mean, people say people are drawing thin, so drawing thick is just opposite, right?
Yep. I like the spelling, like...
With 2 C's.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think this is actually a keep, but it's close.
Yeah, I agree.
It's actually, like, the most borderline keep, but I think it is a keep. Just because this card is so powerful versus them.
Yeah, I'm for it. And honestly, having a bunch of lands in this matchup isn't the worst. So.
Do not wasteland this one. Just a tip for the people at home.
I mean, you can.
That generally is not a very good idea. People play this one because of Cataclysm now.
I mean, honestly, if it weren't for the Nombo with Rest in Peace, you could just play 4 of that card. There really wouldn't be any cost to do it. So it's a new legend rule, right?
I used to GQ my own Flagstones in Rav Times Rail Standard to get Godless Shrine and a basic Plains. You could also do...
Jarvis invented Snow Covered Island?
I did not.
In Modern Store?
Oh, I did. I did. But now everyone does it, so I don't fucking care anymore.
It's not actually a true story. He didn't actually invent it. He just thinks he did.
I suggested it to you.
Yeah, because it was something everybody was already doing.
God, Shroud, you're such a hater. That's my conclusion nowadays.
It's true. I am. I'll go ahead and crack these.
Yeah, because we're going to crack them anyways on our turn. I guess if there was like a 1-mana white Stifle, which I can't think of, then it would be wrong to do it, but I can't think of any. We also know we're not casting Brainstorm this turn, which is sort of the tiebreaker for me.
Yeah.
Couldn't decide which second one to get, but probably going to play Wasteland actually, but I guess Trop is better.
It kind of telegraphs which one to waste, so that's awkward. I might have, because we drew the second bolt, I might have played Wasteland instead.
Mo-woo! Mo-woo!
Ooh, Mo.
Mo is a good boy. Did you know that?
He's pretty good and limited.
It was it actually ended up only being okay, I think, by the end for me.
Well, sure, it was fine.
It was really good in the early days, and then people figured out how to actually draft the format. Then it got a lot worse.
Amulet and blowing up flagstones with Lotus Field. That is pretty exciting. I'm playing a league with Lotus Field, Storm.
Total Storm, essentially, right?
This weekend, yeah. It's not terrible. Not good either, but it's not terrible.
Who's gonna win? One True-Name boy, or a bunch of Aether Vials and Mother of Runes? Ooh, they didn't violin anything on 2. That makes me happier, actually. They probably have a 3 to violin, though, right?
Well, if I didn't vial on 2, they also didn't play a land, right? One of those turns?
No, they wasted us.
Oh, okay.
That was their turn 4, and they played a port, so they have 4 lands, essentially.
Yeah. This is pretty slick.
I'm gonna fetch still.
Why? I wouldn't have.
Interesting. What is this? They're gonna go after my Volk? I feel like I should just nug here.
Really?
Actually, this is not even terribly effective, right?
Yeah, it's just gonna come back. No. I mean, you can not. You can not. It's not.
Nah.
Your bolts are not never going to be anything other than nuts. So
I can't actually kill Mother of Runes, right, Stu? Stu, if I do that, they just give it pro red. Then I don't have a window to rebolt. Like that, it doesn't actually work, right?
I believe you're being had, Jarvis.
I'm not sure. Stu's not the type to have me. I could bolt the 3-1. I think I'm going to just save the bolts to go to their face. Because I think trying to bolt their creatures just requires too many resources to be a real plan.
Yeah.
So, no, I think bolting them is better.
I mean, yeah. I think we are okay if we let the bolts be lava spikes.
Yeah, that's my plan. I only need to connect...
It is going to be awkward if we get taken off a red source.
Yeah, I agree.
So I might have...
So I if they actually waste it, I can bolt Daze returning the Volk, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I don't think going after their creatures on this board is going to work out that well. For me, I think I'm just going to play Protect the Queen on the True-Name, assuming it's going to kill them.
I would use one of these bolts right now, though.
Yeah, I think now it's fine to do so.
I guess you could wait one turn to do it.
No, because if I draw another bolt, then you can get into weird outside scenarios where it becomes awkward, right?
Right. It just sort of hides that you have access to this line for an extra turn, which might matter.
I think I just have to go all in, essentially. Sucks.
Yeah.
Problem is, I think, let's see, 4, 8. They might only attack for 7, but I think we're actually going to die to just the creatures they have.
Yep.
Mostly because the cards I drew were really, really, really bad to draw, but I think these are still all supposed to be in my deck. This card is actually insane versus taxes if you keep the vial off the board.
Yeah, we actually need to find another bolt to win this game.
To be fair, I can cantrip into a bolt on my turn still, I think.
If you have access to red mana on your main phase.
Sure. I mean, if it's a port, I can waste the port at least, so... Why? Oh, that was disappointing.
It's so forceful.
Yeah, whatever.
So
I mean,
forceful.
we didn't draw any cantrips either, which is kind of a problem. I don't know. Did the best to maximize our outs, I think, but like a bolt or chain or whatever, bolt or cantrip are... Bolt is obviously good, cantrip is good. Drawing True-Name at any point would also have been good, pretty much. So, what else?
Yeah,
I'm not going to worry about it.
Our keep was okay. Yeah, we just needed to draw something that wasn't cards that were really bad against Wow. This is pretty much exclusively what we drew.
Alright, this is the last match of the night, I think. We are 3-1, but... keep, I guess.
Yep.
I guess we have to go with the land go again, which...
I hate it, but you gotta do it.
Mold to 6 at least.
You don't actually have to do it, is the thing. This might actually be a ponder game. Yeah, actually I want to ponder. I haven't thought about it more. Because we're gonna want to get a Goyf into play.
Alright, fair. I guess we can always force a will if things are really... Wow, those are trash.
Mm-hmm.
Well...
Damn.
It's elves. This is Queer and Ranger. I think... No, that's fine.
Oh man. So the Goyfs look a lot worse.
Why? That's Queer and Ranger, it's not Symbiote.
No, I know, but it's just because of the matchup.
That's fine. I mean, this is not my favorite threat in the matchup, obviously, but it's still, like, a threat.
Right.
I drew, actually, a land or Force of Will for almost every turn of that game, which was kind of sad. But it was a close game, despite that. But my ending hand was 3 Forces in a Daze. I think I actually have to force this one.
Yep.
I'm going to pitch Stifle, I think.
Yep.
It's a 4-5 now. Jesus. I forgot how, like, enormous they become in this matchup.
I mean, they get big quick.
So, do you like brainstorming, looking for another blue card?
No, I just want to play the Goyf.
Right. Kind of
There's
hope...
There's a fairly limited range of things we actually want to counter this turn, right?
Yeah.
So I would rather just play the Goyf and pass. I guess you would play the Strand, but... You know.
Yep, no. I'm definitely playing the Strand here, I think. This is the cheaty face Dryad Arbor.
Yeah. It's less cheaty face when it appears in a different row on Magic Online.
Agreed. Do I have to force it?
I would let's let it resolve this time.
Yeah. I mean, they can, like, chump block for a while. Oh my god.
Disaster.
I think I actually have to force this one.
Yeah, I think we have to force this one.
Dude, this sucks.
Yeah, it does.
This is a matchup where Wrenn and Six is like insane for what it's worth. I am final nub. What's up? Alright, well. Just have to hope their last two cards aren't any good and just keep attacking them.
Well, they played a land every turn, so that's a good sign.
Kind of think. Well, actually, I guess I don't know their hand, but there's a world where they're supposed to block.
It is actually surprising if they didn't.
But if their hand's like rolled up for a kill this turn, then oh, that's a bad sign. Ooh, probably dead.
What are you?
They have no cards in hand, at least, so they're probably going to name instant.
What is this card? What's it called?
Archon of Valor's Reach.
That's kind of slick.
I'm going to reveal Force of Will, then I'm going to shuffle it away, obviously, now. Because now it sucks.
Does that card have flying? Yeah, no.
It does.
So.
Also has Vigilance and Trample for God knows what reason.
Why is this card in our elf opponent's main deck?
You can natural order for it versus combo. So,
Okay.
if you want like actual answers.
But can't you also natural order for Greater Hook and just kill them?
I was thinking that, but this is somewhat slightly better to naturally draw.
Yeah, that's fair. And that is what happened, right? So, guess our opponent is smart and we are dumb.
Fuck, we're gonna get beaten to death by this thing. The problem is a lot of our deck is just horrible to draw now.
Maybe we were supposed to not counter the Elvish Visionary.
The problem is I think if you don't do that, you just get ground out.
Well, yeah. It's the truth.
I stand by that decision. Don't be going soft on me, Shroud. Don't be going soft on me. No, you were. You kind of were.
What, just trying to backtrack? I was just spitballing.
It's too late.
No, it's not. We're good.
No, we're going to die.
We attack them and then we're going to draw Chain Lightning.
Alright. Or we could ponder into Chain Lightning or Preordain into Chain.
That's true. We do all these things.
Our matchup improves a lot post board for what it's worth, so I'm okay with this.
This takes me back to the Rogue versus Elves grudge match we had that one time.
Yeah, you beat me, and I beat Daryl. Alright, and now we've died.
Yeah.
So. I actually do believe Rogue is favored.
Yep.
But at the time I did not believe it, which is why I obviously challenged you.
Yep.
All check out.
All checked out.
Alright, I'm actually going to side out all of the Tarmogoyfs, as crazy as that sounds. I think the card
Not
sucks.
crazy at all.
Spell Snare for Visionary? Or is that just crazy?
No, I mean, it's you get that and Green Sun for one, which comes up a lot.
Okay.
We need to... How important are these? You brought in a True-Name?
Brought in a True-Name because I think it's just one of the easiest ways to kill them. Siding out Spell Pierce because it's high variance.
Sure. I mean, no, True-Name's fine. I just don't know that you want a third copy.
I think I do. I think just finding a threat that can punch through their defenses in a timely fashion matters.
Okay.
Like that game, if we had just drawn it like a turn earlier, we would have been maybe okay. I don't know. Is it crazy to side out one Force of Will?
A little bit. I might cut...
Could cut a Stifle, but...
I was about to suggest that. Cut a Stifle, you could cut...
I like Daze on the play, and I'm going to side out Daze on the draw versus them, I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to just run
One
this.
of the creatures, honestly. I feel like you... I mean, I might cut a Mandrills instead of a Stifle. This is fine.
Nah. I like having the creatures. Alright. Maybe there'll just be a Wrenn and Six in our opener. Well, it would have been embarrassing to have a Wrenn and Six in that opener.
I know, I was about to say.
I think this is actually a keep.
Yep.
I'm going to bottom the True-Name.
Yeah, that makes... yeah.
See, it says click done to proceed, but it doesn't tell you what happens if you click cancel. That's just like kind of bad user design, I think. Actually, like it should. If it tells you what done does, it should tell you what cancel does, right?
I mean, we should quick cancel and find out.
Do I want to draw another force?
No.
Yo, what's up, Bosch and Roll? Thanks for the raid. We're finishing up a Rug Delver League.
Hey, what's up? What's up? Bosch and Roll is Como, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure is. I'm not going to daze this. I'm just going to bolt the Dried Arbor.
Alright. You're going to draw Wrenn and Six. No, you didn't. Never mind.
That was the other reason not to... I don't know if I'll need green yet, so I'm not really enthralled by brainstorming into bolt, so I think this is fine.
Yep. All for it.
I think I should daze this one, though.
Yes.
And by the way, their land for turn was Dried Arbor, so...
You're quickly running out of windows to daze things. So.
Agreed. So, come on, Wrenn and Six! Wrenn and Six! I think I just bolted, rather.
Yep.
Again, I don't know if I'll actually need green or not anytime soon. The problem is we don't have a clock on them, so they have a lot of time to draw out of this. What I'm kind of hoping, and the implication was... Oh, well, that makes sense. But I was going to say, if they played Dried Arbor last turn, I was kind of thinking they probably didn't have another land. I kind of feel like I should just EOT Dismember.
I wouldn't. I would take your draw step and then use the Brainstorm.
Alright, fine. Okay. Alright. I kind of feel like I do want to shuffle this force away.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think the force is good, and we probably don't...
How good is the Delver going to be? That's the question, right?
Pretty good. I don't know. You want to just keep both removal spells and just play True-Name next turn? That makes sense. Yeah, that's okay. I was actually thinking about moving the land back as well. Maybe that's greedy then.
Force and Delver then?
So, yeah, if you put Force and Delver back, you just like...
So, okay, the one other line I could pursue is put the Force and Dismember back and just play Delver and use this as a scry. I think that might actually be better.
Let them, I mean, not killing the... Oh, we have access to both. Yeah.
Well, I guess I should just kill this. Never mind. And then I should put both of those back, I think. This is tough, though. Like,
it really is. Let's not worry about the Delver. I don't know. I like having access to all the removal spells.
Alright. I'm going to put those two back, but I think it is close.
Yeah. Did you consider what I said, though? Just, like, not... Just putting back land in force, and then bolting the thing?
Land and force.
So you would have access... You would have True-Name in hand, but no third land? Let's go ahead and dismember this, right?
Am I supposed to do it now? Probably,
so.
yeah. Because I'm going to
jam.
Yeah. Alright, we've used all of our resources. Kind of hope to... that's kind of an awkward one, but I'm still going to jam here.
Yeah.
Gotta get them dead before...
I mean, most 2-drops that you care about, like, Green Sun for 1 wouldn't be great here, and then Green Sun, and then, like, Visionary. You would just Spell Snare it if it ever came
Ooh,
out.
our opponent did not want to play anymore because he probably drew, like, another Cradle or something. Their hand was probably, like, Cradle, Hoof, Natural Order, Natural Order.
Well, I get that, but they weren't dead for another 7 turns.
I agree. And we only had one card in our hand.
Yeah. He who dares. Alright, so we get these Dazes out. And
oh, shit. Damn it, I clicked submit. Uh-oh. I did, by accident.
Well, I guess Dazes.
Alright. Okay, this hand's actually fine for what it's worth.
It's okay.
It's not like the most.
I don't know. I mean, we're not gonna mulligan it, but it's pretty rough. Carpet of flowers, you say?
Is this kind of?
Do we want to waste? Just try.
Kind of want to.
I don't hate it.
Because if they had a basic forest, they would lead on it.
I also am skeptical that this is the. Oh no! Actually, this is the one drop they would start with if they wanted to. So we can actually do this cute thing where we just play fetch lands for a couple turns if we want. Oh no, they have stuff.
Okay, that was actually good. I'm gonna play Delver now.
Yep, for it.
I feel like I do like wasting there because it's so weird for them to play Bayou on one to play Carpet of Flowers, right?
Yeah.
Like, that implies to me that they don't have that many lands in their hand. I feel like the Catacombs was actually top-decked, but obviously I don't know that for sure, but...
No, waste makes all the sense in the world. Like,
of course that.
It may honestly make the difference between win and a loss that we, like, kind of bought the turn to draw the Force of Will.
Should I force this? Probably not.
Probably not. I think that we have to...
Okay, they don't have another land, which is kind of my suspicion about this game. Kind of sucks that I don't have any, like, Taigas to fetch, but whatever. Taiga would be phenomenal in this situation.
How is there not a Taiga in a Daryl Ayers list?
Because we have Polluted Delta in our deck. So, realistically, I'm actually just going to cast Ponder looking for a Bolt.
Or a Delver.
Do you just want to take the Delver and give them 2 mana?
Yeah. We have double Force, so...
Alright. And they only have 4 cards. So. Plus, this is probably better than drawing like a random land anyways.
Yep.
Yeah, they might like get to Abrupt Decay or whatever, but that's fine.
With what? Oh, wait, never mind.
No, this gives lots. Well, not lots, but it gives 2 black mana.
Color.
Yep. You can't like rainbow it. You can't Wooburg off of 1 Carpet of Flowers. Which would be kind of nice.
I don't hate her spot. I can't believe we have 4 Dazes in our deck.
Well,
those Dazes look so bad right now.
Well, Daze pitches to Force, which is not the best argument. It should not be in my deck, but
yeah.
What would it be otherwise?
2 Spell Pierce at least, which I guess wouldn't.
All
be
right,
that
this
much
is
better.
fine. Not gonna force any of those.
And then like maybe Goyfs.
Kind of hope I ponder into Rough Tumble.
Kind of hope. I super hope.
Wrenn and Six would also be an acceptable like second thing, but I would obviously prefer Rough Tumble. All right, got us. I mean, like, can't do anything about that. Gonna force
that.
Pitching a Ponder, right?
Yes.
This game suddenly looks not so easy.
It never looked easy.
Daze.
What happened?
I flipped Daze.
Okay. Well, that's fine. We have this Force to pitch it to. Yeah, okay.
I can Bolt Heritage Druid at least. Or should I just draw the Mandrills this turn?
I would like to get the Mandrills.
So then I'm just ignoring the Bolt?
Well, maybe do we want the Bolt? So what happens if we draw... Our opponent has
I guess they actually have infinite mana already, right? Because if I draw the Mandrills will give them another mana, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if I Bolt the Heritage Druid.
Well, you can't do both.
Right. I'm saying, comparing the pros and cons. So if 1, 2, 3,
if you Bolt the Heritage Druid, They still have access to 5 mana, right? Or no, 6. Sorry.
Yeah, so
No,
I don't think
just
I'm
one,
supposed
just
to
one.
bolt. I don't think I'm supposed to bolt.
Yeah, the
I think I'm just gonna draw the Mandrills and attack for 3 and hope for the best. Which is not really an ideal plan, but it is what I have. Maybe their hand's 2 more Abrupt Decays. Should I bluff?
It's pretty much free to do, right?
Yeah, so I guess I am supposed to. I'm going to exile all of the creatures from my graveyard because they do have Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah.
Not looking good. Not looking good, Jim. Your name's Jim now.
I'll take it.
Jimmy Tiberius Kirk. I was setting that one up for a while. Yes, I am proud.
All right. I'm proud of you for being proud.
Got him.
Not for the joke, but just for being proud of it.
What?
What are the odds that our opponent has? Let's push that, probably.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward.
Well,
They have so much mana. I think it's a forced play, right?
I mean, maybe they're just trying to draw out a force.
I think I have to do it, unfortunately, but... Alright, so now I do not want to attack with Mandrills into that, because the problem is they can actually just quad block and just make an enormous ooze, and that would be not good for me. Also, Wrenn and Six not such a great draw anymore, for what it's worth.
It'd be alright.
And also, Rough Tumble's not even that good either. Ooh, Rough Tumble would have been good exactly this turn.
Yeah.
So I'm not allowed to attack with that, I think.
Actually, I think attacking with it there would have been okay.
Why? They just block with these 4, untap, and just use that 4 times. That seems horrible. Fortunately, we cannot draw an awful Tarmogoyf anymore because we side them out. But because Tarmogoyf is awful in this situation. Not going to stifle this. I'm going to like stifle a Visionary Draw or whatever.
Yeah, that's a pretty low appeal stifle.
We need to draw a cantrip ASAP essentially, but I guess I'm going to stifle that trigger. Still not great, but
we're still in pretty bad shape.
Obviously blocking is just horrible, so I'm not going to. What happens if I attack with both of these now? So I attack with both, and then I die?
Yeah, you get cracked
3,
back
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And attacking doesn't even represent death by bolt, so...
So I have to block here, and then I'm basically drawing dead.
I believe we have been slain.
Dude, this sucked.
It did.
I feel like we're actually okay. The carpet was actually really powerful for them, but...
Yeah, the carpet was nice.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can actually make the block of this on ooze and not die.
And that accomplishes what, exactly?
But it leaves me with the Mandrills. If they attack with everything, I can block here.
Oh, the Mandrill survives in that case.
Does that do anything?
Okay. What do you guys think of Hexdrinker and Team Delver? We played a league with it earlier.
Did not seem great, but
it
someone did donate for me to play it, so have you.
I'm very proud of you, Stu. That is
5,
that's an
6,
A+
7,
punter
8,
right
9,
there.
10. Do I win if I draw a bolt? No. So I'm drawing pretty thin. Great!
Right on time.
I've been slain.
I'm actually not even sure Cage should be in our deck. In this, like, it's not even good in this matchup in post 4 games.
You think they side out all their no's?
Probably. I mean, they keep Green Sun probably, but like.
Yeah, that's fair. feels like we had other decisions we could have made, but it also felt like we ran sort of bad in the later turns of that game.
Yeah. Maybe they don't.
Like, so one of the upsides to playing Rogue is you have a lot of cantrips, right? We just needed a cantrip on basically any of those turns. Obviously, I was supposed to side these out on the draw. And what would have I had in my deck? Like, Spell Pierces?
2 Spell Pierce, and actually, it's pretty low. It's pretty low margin. You would have had, like, 2 Spell Pierces and 2 Tarmogoyfs, and those both would have been pretty bad there, so it doesn't really make any difference.
Alright. Did anyone else sub while I wasn't looking?
Yeah, I did.
Dude, that was last week.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't see the chest open. Do you remember what was in it at least?
Dude, no.
Then it doesn't count. We gotta do it again.
Alright. If I do this, will you raise the probability of you showing up at Richmond to team with me and Steve by 5%?
I mean...
And you have to be honest. You have to be honest. Are you actually raising the probability?
No, it's 0%.
Alright, screw you. Not doing it.
Point blank 0.
Not doing it. Not doing it.
Alright, fine. Be that way.
I will be that way.
It's like, raise it by 5%? I could have just said yes. That's how noble a gentleman I am. I could have been like, 5% chance? Yeah, totally. That's plausible, right?
Yeah, I was just messing with you. I was not going to open the chest, period.
I'll raise the percent. Yeah, no, I take it back. I will be 5%. I'm 5% likely to go.
Don't believe you. I think you're actually under 5% by this point. You can't trick me.
There could be something could come up. Man, I don't know.
What? That arena dies?
Yeah, or
the problem is we'll find a teammate, and then before that happens, you know that, right? So you're actually like, so you are under 5%.
I'm super under 5%. But like,
I know.
I don't want to completely rule out that like I may just decide that like I have to go to Richmond that weekend for other reasons or something like that. I don't know.
What other reasons could there be?
I don't know. It's not likely, but something could come up, man. Who knows?
I forgot I had all these
I don't want to say it's actual 0% because it's like because some shit could happen. Who knows?
I forgot I had all these Niv Magus elementals.
Are they worth anything?
Probably not. I bought them on speculating on Flusterstorm, then Hogak was spoiled instead, and I'm like, oh, that was stupid.
Hogak's gone now, so...
But I still don't believe this deck is good is the problem.
No, it's almost certainly not.
You have to put Flusterstorm in the main deck of your modern deck, which is not really where you want to be, I think.
Well, now that Hogak's not a thing, it might be better.
The problem is you could already do that with the Ground Rift.
Yeah, but... Ground Rift is not a card.
I think that's actually not true. Like, Ground Rift lets your Niv Magus Elemental attack for lethal.
No, I mean, independently of any synergy. Like, Flusterstorm at least is a card that you can trade with their card.
Alright, fine. You win that one, Trebek.
Ground Rift is just literally a combo piece. And it does nothing otherwise. So, in a meta game where Flusterstorm was actually a relevant piece of interaction for the format, then like it actually sounds pretty sweet to do this nonsense thing you're trying to do.
That's fair, but I don't think that's where we live anymore.
That's true.
We don't actually know where it's going to go, but...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We definitely did not live there for the last month or so, but we may live there now.
Was it a month? Was it a month of this shit?
No.
Wasn't it like 3... I guess 3 weeks is basically a month, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even remember.
It was about a month.
So my numbers are skewed. I played so much of that deck that it felt longer to me.
Yeah.
I guess, and I just concluded after. It actually only took me 3 games to identify that like, oh, this deck is stupid. I should just play it every chance I can get. Unfortunately, I could not convince other people of that I teamed with, and I couldn't convince you apparently somehow.
I had my boy Fanatical Firebrand on my side.
I don't understand why you did that still, because you lost to Hogak like so many times. I'm going to give you shit about that.
I beat it a bunch in testing. So I started out 4-0 against it. Since I was like,
and then
Firebrand is the best.
Then you realize that matchup still sucks for you.
It was still pretty rough. But whatever, man. It's all good. Not only can I say scoreboard, but also...
Can you actually say scoreboard?
My top four match